Hello everyone. We are here today with our... Oh, oops, I gotta refresh the chat. There we go. Welcome, Professor Bond. Welcome to the stream. We're here today doing our Limitless VGC tour run. I'm just making sure. Yep, it does look fine on the YouTube end. Perfect. I do just have to adjust a little bit for my webcam, but overall it should be pretty fine. I'm gonna reach out to my opponent real quick, and then we should be good to go, actually, from there. I just want to make sure that everything looks good here. But I have my team all set up. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Let's see. I'm not sure how the best way is supposed to do this. This is actually my first time ever doing one of these online Limitless tours. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I feel confident that we'll do well. This is actually it for, I guess, I'll spoil this. So this is why we're not linking the team down below. But I'm actually going to be testing my team that I'm planning to bring to my Orlando Regionals run. So this should be a big testing day for sure. Also, sorry for anyone, I guess, who's early. You get to realize that I forgot to upload today. I realized that I ended up accidentally canceling the upload because I closed out of my browser last night when I was scheduling it. So the vid just never went up. So very sorry about that. It'll go up tomorrow. It's already scheduled for tomorrow. So yeah, it should be fine. But let me really quickly register my team to my battle box. I'm actually going to connect my controller real quick because I just want to connect my controller because I would rather use that than my Joy-Cons, and I have that right here. I was just using it for emulator to get my thumbnail. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Let me see. Are you Twitch or YouTube? Well, you're watching this on YouTube, so let me know what you guys think. I think YouTube, but oh shit, I thought I connected the controller. God damn it. Okay. What controller am I rocking with? I'm rocking with the not white controller. I know you have like the iced out controller. I don't have that one, Randy. Also, this is still my old Switch. Very unfortunate. Not my old Switch, the one that we bought, Randy. This is the one that we bought together. We'll soon have the other one. I just gotta really quickly, it should be coming January 13th. That new one, and that should be the matched one with you, the iced out OLED. And when we get the OLED, this thing is going on not OLED mode. So we have our team right here for today. This is just the draft version. I'm probably going to tweak a few things, but this is the most solidified I felt on my team all gen. So we'll really quickly go through who's running the tour. This is one of the Limitless tours. I believe this one is being run by that guy in a beanie, was what the Twitter was. I'm not 100% sure if that's who's running it. That's just who's promoted it. Nice. Hopefully your team breeding ends up going well. Mine was pretty fine. Let's see. I'm going online now. I think we just choose code. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going online officially. So looking at my opponent's team for round one, I guess what I'll do really quickly, I'll post an open Pokepaste, an open team sheet for anyone who is curious. Just so then of course it's there for those who want. And I'll post this before every match. And I'll just have it ready on the copy paste. That's the team. And yeah, we're gonna go through. So sorry, by the way, if I'm not interacting with chat too much. I'm gonna try and just make sure that I am focused on these games because this is like my regional practice. So I wanna try and get this as well documented and well done as possible. So my opponent's team copied a clipboard. Yes, we will. And I'm gonna put this on a Showdown browser. Actually, I'm gonna put this right over here. Beautiful. Okay, because it'll be easier to look at on Showdown, truthfully. So oh, this isn't for ranked points. This is like an actual an actual tournament that was set up. So this is, as I said, it's literally just practice for regionals today. So we're gonna be hoping for the best. I feel like we should be fine, but I'm not 100% sure. It's gonna depend. It's gonna depend. But realistically, though, this team should be interesting. I think it's my best version of the team. I'll go over it really quick. So first up, we have Tera Ice Quaquaval which has the Tera Ice, of course. This is great for breaking stuff like a Mungus. We have Ice Spinner, which also removes terrain, which especially, well, this isn't a regional itself. This is practice for one. But this happens to also be another best of 3. It's the same format we would use at a regional. So this is like a really good practice run. But this team, basically with the Quaquaval, I wanted to build around it. We're Life of Quaquaval. and this has Ice Spinner, which is great for removing terrain. I was losing to a lot of Psy Spam with Dondozo pairs, so I threw on Ice Spinner with Tera Ice. Still covers Amoonguss, which is great, instead of the Brave Bird, which would do Recoil. We'll also have Close Combat in the Aqua Step, and then Detect for Scouting. It also gets around, I guess, Imprison Protect, which is decent. We have Sarah Ledge with Clear Amulet. We're actually Tera Dark in this build. This is specifically because I was losing to a lot of Psy Spam, so we have the immunity to Armrouge. Literally any common move it would run, we're immune to it. We have Bitter Blade, Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance, and Tera Blast for Tera Dark, which should again be pretty strong overall. Though ultimately it's just extra coverage. Though it does help a bit with Indeedee at the very least, which is nice. And helps also if we just attack into Armrouge. It's a nice middle ground route there that I can attack into Armrouge but still hit Indeedee well for super effective, which has some good merit. Also good for just Psychics in general, especially when I have to deal with Psychic terrain on the field. We have Goldango with Specs, Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Steel Beam, and Thunderbolt. Truthfully, it's just a good it's a good set. Is my Sarah Ledge Adamant or Jolly? So currently I'm running Adamant, but Jolly is still fine. I don't mind going over that much. I'm just not going to break down full EVs just in case if for some reason someone ends up watching who I play later. But we have Goldango here, just again, really strong mon overall. In the format, we have Scarf Gardevoir, which was meant to be Trace, specifically because, again, I kept losing to the Nozo pairs, and this is a really decent way around that, as well as different weather setters, which I felt like was valuable. We have Gleam, Moonblast, Psyshock, and Icy Wind. Icy Wind is great speed control, the rest are stabs. We have Tera Fairy as well, just to make the Fairy boost do more. We have Tera Flying Murkrow with Tailwind, Taunt, Brave Bird, and Haze. Haze is just great for clearing any sort of setup options, helps me gain back just any sort of chance at winning. And then we have Hydreigon with Scope Lens with Heat Wave, Draco, Protect, and Focus Energy. So yeah, let me see. This should be official rules. Yep, official rules VGC. Let me just double check. I just want to make sure. Yeah, this looks like it's official rules 1. I just wanted to verify that real quick before I put in the wrong rule set, I guess, because I don't want to get the forfeit. So, assuming that this is correct, then actually, yeah, this should definitely be correct. This should definitely be correct. Okay. So, good luck and fun to my opponent, though. We're going to select our team real quick. Let's see. I need to find the team. Here we go. Here we go. I just wanted to make sure I selected the right team, because if I selected the wrong team and got a forfeit loss, that would be so fucking bad. But good luck and fun to my opponent, though. And I'm ready, in all honesty. I'm very ready. So, whoa, shocker. The team that we got the team sheet for, I'm so surprised. So, as far as notes go, this is a Tera Grass Rotom Wash. We have a Tera Fire Sylveon. We have a Tera Steel Hydreigon, Tera Grass Meowscarada, Tera Normal Arcanine, and Tera Water Amoonguss. Amoonguss' helmet with just a bunch of attacks. Arcanine is banded. Meowscarada's sash, which does have Trick Room on it, which is good to know. Hydreigon's safety goggles, which isn't really a big deal. We're not running Spore. It is Tera Steel, though, which we will need to keep in mind, because that is an actual 50-50 for Sarah Ledge to make. However, Quaquaval should be great against that. Sylveon is Tera Fire with Throat Spray, and then Rotom Watch is Citrus Berry. Okay. So as far as my lead goes, I think that it's in my best interest to honestly lead off with Murkrow plus Hydreigon. Murkrow to Hydreigon should be really decent here. They don't have any Fake Out or Redirection. Well, I guess they have Rage Powder Redirection, but that's fine. Heat Wave won't matter. We're going to bring definitely the... I feel like Gardevoir should be really decent here too. I kind of want to lean... so I think... Weirdly enough, I think I'm actually going to bench Goldango this match. I don't like Goldango's matchup here at all, I'll be honest. What I am going to... I think really the only thing Goldango's useful for is blocking E-Speed, which I can do with Sarah Ledge anyway, which is a lot better if I'm on here, especially because Arcanine cannot touch it. And I think I'm going to end off with bringing Quaquaval for game 1. How am I making sure no one's stream sniping? I'm not. If my opponent really decided to stream snipe when they have an open team sheet, they're doing it specifically just to, I guess, see the HP numbers or to see my stats when I go and switch. But it's open team sheet, and if they really take that long, they chose their lead before me, so I think they're only so much stream sniping me, to be fair. But who knows? Again, there's 100-something people. I'm sure that most do not know who I am. This is my first time doing a VGC tournament, and I really started heavily getting the VGC this gen. I doubt a lot of people really think to stream snipe me. I'm not the threat here. I'm running Quaquaval of all things. Okay, so we're seeing a Meowscarada and Arcanine lead. So this is honestly fine. What I think I'm going to do here, I'm going to proceed to go for a... I'm actually going to go for a Brave Bird into the Meowscarada, and I'm going to go for a Heat Wave. I'm not going to burn my Terrestrial yet. I don't really think I need to, in all honesty. Though I guess it could be useful. Am I fast enough to where I feel comfortable with this? I am not. I'm going to go for the Tera Fire, actually. I'm gonna go for Tera Fire on lead. It should be decent, to be fair, for getting on like Playoff Arcanine or Close Combat Arcanine, both of which would be strong options to click here. And I'm sure both would also KO my Hydreigon. I don't really have a reason to click Tailwind just yet, though, in my opinion, because I do assume that Meowscarada will go for Trick Room this turn, assuming that I will go for Tailwind. So I'd rather just take that out entirely. This should be really good for my long term. Let me make notes, by the way. Let's see. So game 1, Meowscarada / Arcanine lead. Game 2 and game 3. So they do go for playoff. Perfect. This is obviously really valuable for us. We're going to go for the Heat Wave here. Should hit both Pokemon pretty well. Albeit Arcanine's going to not really take much, but I'm not concerned with that. I just need to KO Meowscarada, which does seem like it is going for Trick Room here, which works out amazing for me. Because I can go for a Tailwind in the following turn, and that should also be really valuable in terms of taking out the partner Pokemon. My opponent's team is fairly weak to this Hydreigon. It's actually really valuable for me. So, really, this turn 1 is so huge for me. This stops me from having to play Trick Room, which is great because I don't have Ferriga on this team anymore, so my team is very blatantly Tailwind. They're going to proceed to bring in Rotom here. That's honestly not a huge concern. Meanwhile, what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to go for... I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a Tailwind on this turn, just in case I Scarf Rotom, and I'm going to go for Draco. Actually, am I going to go for Draco? I think I'm actually going to go for... I think I am going to go for Draco into Rotom. We know that the Arcanine is locked into Player Off, which means it's probably either attacking Murkrow or hard switching out entirely, which if they switch out, that means they reveal their 4th, and if they don't switch out and they click Player from the Murkrow, that's actually fine. I have my Tailwind up at that point, and truthfully, getting in a second Pokemon would be beneficial in my opinion. They're going to proceed to stay in with Arcanine. That certainly means they're attacking Murkrow because they're choice banded. So Hydreigon Shuriken is going to go off. We might even crit anyway just because of the scope lens, but it's a little unlikely. It is what it is. Truthfully, not a huge deal. We're going to pop Rotom Citrus at least, which is valuable in its own right. So we'll definitely take that. Player Off is going to go off. That will take out the Murkrow. Perfectly fine. We're probably going to see the Rotom KO me. I wouldn't be too shocked if it did. It's actually going to go for Volt Switch. Well, we definitely got bailed out there for sure. What's their 4th mon, actually? I'm kind of shocked they didn't click Hydro Pump here, in all honesty. I feel like that was a really free play for them. But depending on what their 4th mon is, they're going to bring in Sylveon here. So I'm just going to click Focus Energy, in all honesty. And we're going to bring in... the Scarlet, because Scarlet should wall both these Pokemon at this point. Because Sylveon doesn't really do a lot with Throat Spray, Tera Blast. It doesn't... Well, Tera Blast Fire, we're immune to, obviously, and Throat Spray, Hyper Voice shouldn't do shit. We'll go for the Swords Dance this turn. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for a Focus Energy. If they dual target Hydreigon, that's actually fine. Truthfully, I would actually prefer having Rotom on the field at this point because it's just a really free Aqua Step in that Arcanine spot, and that should be really good for me. But most likely, they're Tera Fire. I have it's open team sheet actually, so I know for a fact they're Tera Fire. Just like they know that I'm Tera Fire on Hydreigon, I know they're Tera Fire Throat Spray Sylveon, so I'm not even concerned about this. They're Hyper Voice, Tera Blast, Quick Attack, and Protect, so this should be pretty free. They're going to switch out Arcanine here, and they're going to go into the Rotom. That's honestly really okay for me, because what I could just do next turn, I'll have my Focus Energy up, and I can get a crit. Meanwhile, for the Sylveon spot, I can actually just go for Bitter Blade, and even if they Terrestrial Fire, I should still pretty easily wall their spread, because despite having Pixelate and Hyper Voice, I'm still a pretty strong resist. So they'll go for Hyper Voice here. It does negligible damage even before the Throat... Well, albeit this is before Throat Spray pops, to be fair. But I'm still fine with this, because I'll outpace both their mons actually guaranteed. My Hydreigon is actually specifically creeping mons such as... I think it's like the base 90s that I'm creeping with this. I forget. We'll go for Bitter Blade regardless into Sylveon. Even if they Hyper Voice, it's not a big deal. And I'm going to Draco into the Rotom. And even if they click Terra Grass, it's never a big deal with Rotom. I should just crit through it. They'll go for Protect. They're probably just trying to stall out Tailwind, in all honesty, with this turn. But it doesn't really matter. We know that they're not Scarfed. So this truthfully actually gains them nothing. I guess the only thing it gains them, which isn't even valuable information, would be that my Hydreigon doesn't outpace Jolly Max Speed Arcanine. But that's neither here nor there. My Hydreigon should KO Rotom, and that's the big concern there for them. So I think this might... I don't want to be like a little over dramatic, but I think this might be all I need. Because even if I do the same exact sequence of plays, and even if they go for Tera Fire Sylveon, they can't... They cannot KO my Scarlet here, I don't think. And also, I don't have a reason... They got the dual Protect off. Lucky bastards. They really do need this to actually go off. We'll go for the Draco, that's fine. Sylveon not going for Tera Fire is actually really good for us, truthfully, at that point. That means they're probably going to try and go for Tera Normal Arcanine if I had to guess. But this means that we actually just KO Sylveon. I didn't think we would KO, but I'll take that. Let's see. Rotom Wash Sylveon. Doc. I forgot to mark down what was in the backseat. So Tailwind did run out this turn. A little unfortunate, but their Rotom never outpaces me. Guaranteed never outpaces me. The only thing that might is Arcanine, which Arcanine can just, again, it can just attack into this slot. But I'm not too concerned because I'm actually going to go for Shadow Sneak into the fucking, the Rotom. I'm gonna go for Shadow Sneak here. Meanwhile, on Hydreigon, I am gonna go for Draco and Arcanine just in case they are slower or if they go for E-Speed. Which if they go for E-Speed, they can never actually hit Sarah Ledge. So by going for Sneak into Rotom, this essentially guarantees me the win. They're gonna go for E-Speed here. That's fine. They need to basically guarantee take the hit from Rotom or guarantee KO me with Rotom. Because otherwise, they guarantee the loss by going for this. So, Rotom should die to this. I can't imagine it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh my god. So they need to Oko me this turn. If they don't Oko me right now, they do not. Oh my god, that is insane how much we lived on. Okay. So I sneak Rotom, and then I guarantee the win. Because they can never actually touch my Sarah Ledge with Arcanine. So, this works out well. They would essentially need to timer stall me. That's literally their only way of winning this. So I'm gonna proceed to go for the Shadow Sneak to Rotom. Even if they go for the Tera on the Rotom, that's fine. It doesn't actually change anything. They'll go for Tera Arcanine instead, which makes a lot of sense. But truthfully, this just speeds up the game for me because I just Bitter Blade into it. And I just do more damage. But again, they basically had to PP stall me. That's the only way they have any chance at winning this. They'll go for E-Speed here. It might honestly kill the Quaquaval. I'm genuinely not sure. It does not kill Quaquaval. It doesn't really matter, though, in all honesty, because they'll just KO me next turn, and I know for a fact they do not KO them back. But Scarlet should guarantee this win. Yeah, because they can never touch me. I know they're Bandit Arcanine. And that's the beauty of Open Team Sheet. I can play this to my advantage, and I know definitively they can never beat me here. So, just truthfully, because I can, I'm going to go for Bitter Blade into Detect, just to secure the 2-0, because I can. Objectively, just because I can. So I'm gonna mark that I win 2-0. It's not like I need to preserve the information. They don't have that. They don't have access to this. Does not matter for me. So we'll go for Bitter Blade here, and that's the game. Good game to my opponent for game 1, but of course the Quaquaval team is proving so far to be not bad. I will take not bad. We're gonna have to get into game 2 though and find out. So game 1. Win. Beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna have on to game 2 now. So hopefully in game number 2, what I think I'm gonna do, so they led off last game with me asking about Arcanine. What I think I might end up doing, I'm gonna assume they'll probably go for, so I led off with Hydreigon Murkrow. We're gonna play again with same rules. Looking into their team, so they have Rotom, Sylveon. Let's see. So what do I want to lead off with? I think truthfully, there's a lot of merit to leading off with, probably with, I think I kind of want to just lead off with Guard. I think I can make Gardevoir Sarah Ledge lead work, weirdly enough. Because if they're Focus Sash, right? So I go for Gleam turn 1 on pretty much any other Pokemon. Turn 2, in the same turn, I go for Sneak into the Meowscarada spot if it does lead. And even if it doesn't lead, my Sarah Ledge does so well against their whole team. Their only actual check to this is Tera Water Amoonguss and the Rotom Wash. And that's it. Those are their only actual checks. Everything else gets really badly beaten by it. So I think that leading off with this just really aggressively might actually be a good play. Leading off with Gardevoir as well, again, just gives a Scarf spread move. They have no Scarf on this team. They have only manual Tailwind with Hydreigon, which they'll probably need to go for Tera Steel, which if they do, it's no longer a Sarah Ledge check. So I'm also okay with this. I might even just go Tera Dark if they lead Hydreigon, just to guarantee that I take that on. Albeit it would hurt a bit versus Sylveon, but I'm okay with that. Do I want to actually make that lead, though? I don't know. I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to lead off with, I am going to lead off with that. Because I think this is a really strong way around their potential Trick Room without having to just blatantly go Murkrow and repeat the same set of plays and have them counter on me. Actually, no, there's no point. There's no actual point. I think I could just lead off the same lead. They struggle a lot against this, truthfully. Though I will say, I don't know if I'm going to be inclined to burn the Tera. Actually, no. I'm leading off with Murkrow Sarah Ledge. I'm bringing Gardevoir in the back. And I'm gonna bring Hydreigon in the back as well. I think that's my play. I'm gonna bench Quaquaval this time because I do think that Gardevoir is still a decent option here, especially if I do fail to get my Tailwind up. But we'll have to see. I think if nothing else, the Gardevoir should be decent against them. Their team, again, is just similar to how they're very Silage weak. They're also fairly weak to Fairy. Their only resistance is Amoonguss, which is weak to Psychic, and then Tera Steel Hydreigon, which if they're Tera Steel Hydreigon, so be it. They're going to left with Hydreigon / Arcanine lead. So they do bring the Hydreigon this time. That's perfectly fine. I think I am going to... So this is actually a really big predicament for me. But what I think I'm going to end up doing... so they have no reason to go for Tera here. Objectively zero. What I'm going to go for here, I'm going to go for the... So I can't even Prankster Taunt them, which is a little annoying. I'm going to... I'm going to go for Tailwind for sure here. Because I think at worst I just need to match theirs. Meanwhile, on my Saralege, I think I am going to go for the... I think I am going to go for the Tera Dark. And I'm going to go for a Sword Stance here. I think if nothing else, I know that early Tera is going to reveal information that I don't really want to otherwise. But I don't really think I have a choice here. Because I need Saralege alive, and I don't exactly have a good Hydreigon switch on this team. Because I could go into Gardevoir, for example, but if they go for something like a Snarl, that's a little bit unfortunate for me. And also, I need to scout them. And I think, objectively speaking, they're not going to burn Tera on Hydreigon, but I need this as a defensive means around a potential Snarl. Though they will probably just go for Tailwind turn 1. Just purely to match mine. I feel like there's not really another play they actually have in their pocket, but we'll have to see. Sword Stance is going to go off here. If they did not go for Tailwind this turn, this is actually really huge for me because I could just go for any sort of attack. They are going to proceed to go for Tailwind here. That's perfectly fine. So I will underpace them, but I'm not too concerned with this. Player Fun Marco is going to go off. This is fine. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to bring in my Gardevoir now. Because my Gardevoir will force a 50-50 here. Because I can either go for Specs, I can go for the Specs Dazzling Gleam, which is what the Scarf Dazzling Gleam, which is what I'm going to proceed to do. And they have their best steel move as Flash Cannon. So I'm fine with this. What I will do... Actually, hold on. So I threaten the potential to go for this, right? I'm actually going to click Icy Wind. And I'm going to go for Bitter Blade. This is such an over prediction, I know. But I feel like there's no way in hell they don't burn Tera or switch here. Specifically into Amoonguss. There's zero chance they just let Hydreigon go like that. It's a huge offensive piece for them. I'm going to proceed to take it out. If they don't go for Tera Steel here and they just stay in an attack, then fuck me. But I don't really think this is exactly a terrible play. They are going to burn Terrestrial here. If this fucking works, I swear to God, we better get some hype in the chat. Oh my fucking God, this fucking worked. Oh, that was such an overplay. I did not need to make that, but oh my God, it worked out so well. Because now I'm going to, as long as I hit Hydreigon, we do hit Hydreigon. Beautiful. So this is gone. This is completely gone, and that is such a huge offensive threat to my team that I no longer need to care about. If they didn't play off into Saralege here, then I think that might actually be such a huge win for me. I do need to switch out Gardevoir. This really just banks on if they hit the Saralege. If they did not hit the Saralege with Arcanine, that is such a huge play for me. Did they attack into Arcanine? They did attack into Saralege. Okay. Unfortunate, but you know what? It is what it is. Because I could still actually utilize Gardevoir as speed control, and I'm not too concerned about that. I kind of wish I did lead off with Gardevoir Saralege, because truthfully, I think that would have been such a huge turn for me. Because I could have just gotten that off earlier anyway, and then I would have had the Murkrow sack. But you know what? Hydreigon should still actually be really decent here, offensively speaking. The one issue will be their Arcanine. If that does outpace, this is a little... Well, no, it will never outpace. It will never outpace. So basically, I need to actually bank on a crit. That's what I need to bank on. Because otherwise, I kind of do lose the game, now that I think about it. I don't know why I made that play. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, truthfully, I should have actually just swapped out Gardevoir. Swapping out Gardevoir into Hydreigon would have actually been my better play there. They're going to have Rotom. Okay, that's fine. That was such a huge overplay. Holy fuck. Okay. So, that's not good for me. So I have to go for Icy Wind. I'm Scarfed. And then I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Draco into Arcanine. I need to hope for the crit. I am Scope Lens, to be fair, so it's not exactly too out there. But I do need to hope for the Scope Lens crit, nonetheless. The Arcanine avoiding isn't really a huge deal. That won't make or break. Truthfully, I just need the crit. If I get the crit, I think I actually win the game. I think I flat out win the game, barring... Okay, they dodged. That's a little unfortunate. Because now they guarantee win. Okay. For what it's worth, again, I think in hindsight, it was a really bad play. But, again, sometimes it is what it is. Because I think... So I think the logic in why I made that play was fine. But what I think I should have done, if I was going to play like that, I should have brought Goldango over Murkrow, actually. And I should have just led with this. I should have committed to that lead, because I think it was a good lead. And I second-guessed myself thinking I needed to make sure I was set for Tailwind. And that's where I went wrong. But it's not a huge deal. I can actually just lead off with Guard Scarlet in the final game, and I think that will also be fine. I also actually have the option of leading off with Guard Hydreigon, and I think that also has a lot of merit. Thankfully, though, they revealed they brought Sylveon, so this means that they thought that the option was bench Meowscarada, which is interesting, but I think I can get the logic there. Okay, so we did lose game number 2. So game number 3. Game number 3 in the set. We are going to game 3. Unfortunate. As I said, I think I truthfully just very much overplayed. And okay. Again, if I should have just brought Goldango. I think if I brought Goldango over Murkrow, that would have actually been a really decent play to make. But it's because I didn't do that that it ended up screwing me over. We'll play again. So I think the issue is, though, is I can't actually make that sequence again because I think they're going to play around it. I think they're objectively going to play around it. So what I actually think I need to do, I need to go for... I think leading off with Quaquaval Murkrow might actually be a good play. And strictly it's Quaquaval. Well, I could also just lead off with Hydreigon, to be fair. I think Hydreigon's also a decent lead, and they don't really beat Tera Fire. They lead off with Arcanine Hydreigon in game 2. Yeah, that comp would have lost anyway. I should have just brought... This comp would have lost anyway to Hydreigon. I should just lead with this. I should just lead with Hydreigon Murkrow. I shouldn't second guess it. I am going to bring Goldango in the back. I think Goldango realistically should be decent if nothing else, especially if they burn their Tera on... Well, okay. So they brought Rotom Wash both times. They brought Arcanine both times. They brought Sylveon both times. The only interchange piece with Meowscarada for Hydreigon. Do I want to bring Goldango? I don't think I actually want to bring Goldango. They have way too many outs for it. I think I'm going to bench it. Do I want to bring Scarlet? I do think I still want to bring Scarlet. I just need to play it a lot smarter. And I think that... I feel like Gardevoir still is the bring. No, actually, I'm going to bring the Duck. I'm going to bring the Duck. I think the Duck was truthfully a lot smarter. And again, I should have just brought the Duck to begin with. I think this game, definitively, this is my play. I just bring the same exact team I brought game 1. And I know that might seem a little obvious. I feel like my opponent might acknowledge this is a little obvious. But at the same time, I feel like I kind of have to. And it's strictly because of the play that I made last time. I think it was a good play. But it was only a good play if I'd led with it. I think the fact that I didn't lead with it, it's now revealed that that's the play that I am making on instinct there. And I feel like it puts me into way too big of a 50-50, whereas I could have afforded to make that in a game 3, I think. But because of the way that I made that play, I don't think I actually have that luxury anymore. So it's actually really unfortunate. I think, truthfully, the fact that I made it in game 2 instead of game 3 hurts me a lot. It would have probably been able to win me the game 3 if I led off with that and made that play. But I no longer have that option because I think they're either going to bank on me over-predicting and clean, or they're going to make the same play again, but I won't be able to beat them later on. So it's unfortunate, but let's see what happens. Again, maybe I'm just overthinking this, and maybe Hydreigon Murkrow lead will just win again. I will say if they lead off with anything besides Meowscarada, I'm just going to go for Focus Energy on turn 1. They're going to lead off with Meowscarada again. Okay, so it's the same lead from last time. So what I'm going to proceed to do here... Okay. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to click Protect on Hydreigon, and I'm not going to burn my Tera just yet. Meanwhile, on the Meowscarada, I am going to still go for Brave Bird. I think it still is my best play. I want to see what Arcanine locks into, because if they do go for Play Off turn 1, I'm pretty okay with this. I think Meowscarada might assume that I'm going to attack them, and or that I'm going to go for Tera in the sequence, and they might just go for Knockoff here, which if they go for Knockoff here, that's really good for me. Even if they go for Trick Room, I'm not too against this, because Scarlet should still be half decent in Trick Room, as long as I don't get my Tailwind up. And by breaking their Sash as well, it should make them pretty susceptible to priority in the following turn. They're going to switch out here. Okay. Let's see. So they do bring in the Rotom. Let's see. Arcanine lead. Rotom Wash / what in the back. They're going to proceed to go for this in a Murkrow. Okay, that's fine. We'll lose Murkrow, but truthfully, I don't think it's a huge deal. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring in the... I'm going to bring in the Scarlet here. They're locked into Play Off on Arcanine. That's fine. I can proceed to go for... I'm going to proceed to go for the Focus Energy with the Tera Fire here. Actually, no. Am I? I think I am. We're going to go for Focus Energy and Tera Fire here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for Sword Stance on Ledge. Rotom has to call this turn right. Well, actually, no. So, Rotom doesn't have to call this turn right at all. But I don't think Rotom KOs either Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure we know this. They would basically have to dual target into the slot to actually get the KO here, which should be really good for me. One of these Pokemon should be able to win, and the other one should be able to let Quaquaval in, which I'm okay with. Because Quaquaval can also set up in speed and outpace their whole team anyway. So I'm okay with this. So, let's see. So they're going to go for Play Rough into this spot. That's fine. That's actually really good for me. And are they going to pump? Please don't pump in the Hydreigon, because I think it's actually my better option. Don't pump. Okay, so we outpaced Rotom. That's also good information, if nothing else. We'll get Hydro Pumped. Don't be Hydreigon. It was Hydreigon. Ugh, that's really unfortunate. Okay. Fuck. Okay. I should have just went for Tailwind. I think their switch there actually was really good for them. Truthfully, I think if I just Draco'd or Focus Energy turn 1 even, and then went for Tailwind, I know they've been targeting Murkrow. I should have maybe played around that a bit better. We'll go for Aqua Step here, and I'm gonna go for. Actually, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for Detect. Actually, I think I kind of need to. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go for the. I'm gonna go for the Bitter. I'm gonna go for Bitter Blade, just because I don't really have a better play. I think objectively I've lost this game though. Unfortunate game 1. I think it really just came down to over-predicting a fuck ton in game 2. That's really what got me there. They're going to swap here. Okay, they're going to go into Hydreigon. So they brought Hydreigon as the 4th one. This is fine, actually. Hydreigon in the back, truthfully, I think was one of the better things that could have been here. We'll go for Bitter Blade. It should still do negligible damage, but it does slightly more than Sneak would. So I'm okay with this. We'll go for... They're going to go for Full Switch here. So be it. Okay, so they're trying to intimidate this, basically, is what they're trying to do here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the Close Combat here. Actually, no, I'm going to go for Aqua Step here into the Rotom spot, because I do think it will Full Switch. And I'm going to go for the Bitter Blade into the Rotom spot. I think that Hydreigon will target into Ledge here. However, because of the fact that it is Snarl, I don't know if it will actually KO me. Which, if nothing else, that should be decent. If they go for Tailwind, that's also fine. I don't mind Tailwind a lot. But I do think that they're going to go for Tailwind. Okay. So that means they're probably going to go for Volt Switch into the... Probably Volt Switch into Quaquaval. Yep. Okay. Because they're going to try and intimidate it. Which that should still be fine, actually. I'm not too concerned with this. If they go into Yaskirata here, that's actually probably the worst thing for me, weirdly enough. And they're going to go into Arcanine. Okay. So Arcanine coming in actually is pretty decent. Because what I could do, I could potentially Detect around this and actually pick it off with Sneak next turn. And that's actually an out that I have, which I'll take that, actually. That could be a lot worse. So we're gonna weaken this pretty well, actually. I'm kind of shocked. Was that wasn't even a crit? Good to know. Well, we're gonna Bitter Blade on this. Arcanine is gone at the very least. That's pretty good for us. So Meow is gonna be able to come in though, and that will definitely outpace our team, which is really bad. So basically, what I need to do, they're gonna go. Yep, Yaskirata. Okay. So I actually need to go for specifically. So what I need to do, I'm gonna go for Close Combat into Hydreigon here, and I'm gonna go for Bitter Blade and Meow. I'm hoping that Meow takes out. No, they don't take out. I was gonna say I was hoping they take out Quaquaval. But this makes like way too much sense for them. I basically had to hope on a choke. Okay. So yeah, very unfortunate. I think I just overplayed. I overplayed game 2, and I think it limited my options for game 3. Because even if I repeated that lead, it would have been pretty bad for me. But let's see. Okay, so yeah, that's unfortunate, but you know what? It is what it is. So there should be another 11 minutes left in this round, which is what it is. I think as I said, in hindsight, my misplays 100%, all of them came in game 2. And I think the game 2 misplays lingered on, and they really screwed me over in game 3 because I don't think I had the luxury to make the plays like I wanted to because of how I played in game 2, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Moving on to game 2, I think I think in hindsight, realistically, what I need to do, I just need to lead off. So, assuming the matchup works for it, I need to lead off with probably... I feel like Murkrow is a really strong leader, and I think it's definitely Scarlet or Hydreigon in every case. I shouldn't really lead off with anything else in game 1, unless if the matchup is, like, egregiously bad. I think... Yeah, I think that's kind of what I need to do. All in one, though. So, I'm pretty sure that top cut, I need to be, like, 4-1. Maybe I won't need to be, but I'm gonna... Even if I lose out, I'm gonna finish up my games, just solely for the practice, because if nothing else, this is good for getting multiple matchups in of Open Team Sheet Best of 3. Lets me know what my team is still weak to and what it's not weak to. I think in this case, it wasn't even really weak to the team that I thought. I think specifically I just needed to play it a little bit sharper, which I just failed to do. So that's good, at least if nothing else. This will be good to review over later when I do make adjustments, because at least I know that my team doesn't really fear stuff like Meowscarada offense, especially with Manual, Tail, and Hydreigon. I just need to play smarter, which that's good. That's good that this team is no longer having matchups I feel like I can't beat. I think it's just I need to play into the team better, which is good. And that's a lot better. All right. So, let's see. So I have... Man, I really do have a lot of time. I don't know what to do for the next, like... I guess it's 9 minutes now. But I don't know what to do for the next 9 minutes. Like, I can't really queue up a Battle Spot game because a lot of these take, like, 10 minutes. By the time I match up with someone in chat, I feel like that also would be too long. I guess... You know what? I guess this portion is just chatting. How is everyone doing today? How is the chat? What are... For anyone, I guess, who is playing VGC currently, or at least like in the process of building a team, what are you building around? What are you building around? I want to see what you guys are currently doing. Just, you know, let's get the discussion going. Because I don't really know what else to do for the next 9 minutes to stall, I'll be honest. I think at some point in the break, I'm going to really quickly get some more water, but I don't even know if I'm going to do that this game or not. I don't know. I feel like I could get some water, but I don't want to just yet. I just had a lot. Building around Belly Bolt and Annihilate. Ooh, Belly Bolt. I love Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt is one of my favorite new mons. Sadly, this team is way too fast in general to make it fit on it, but I guess spoilers, tomorrow's video, we're going to be doing a Trick Room Belly Bolt team, which should be fun. Ooh, Lurantis. Lurantis is also pretty fun. I'm a huge fan of Lurantis. I think personally it's one of those fairly underexplored Trick Room mons, but it's one of those things that can honestly just KO a lot of teams that are unprepared for it, which I feel like a lot of teams are, because it's one of those things similar to how like Serpent OU, for example. While Serp obviously does have the Glare merit, the second you get a couple Leaf Storms off, teams no longer have switch-ins even with their resistances, and especially with Lurantis also being really good into Trick Room in terms of speed tier, should be pretty decent. Trick Room Torkoal. Ooh, Trick Room Torkoal. That's always a fun concept. You can never honestly go around with Trick Room Torkoal. That will always be just an objectively fun play style to use. Also, I'm seeing, I think the match got extended, I'm just realizing now. Or at least the round got extended. Because it's saying there's 7.5 minutes in the round. But I'm pretty sure that the match was at least initially scheduled to end at 7:50. But you know what? That's still fine. Tera Rock seems to work on Lurantis. Yeah, Tera Rock actually seems really decent. That's a good check for flying, bug, and fire, which is like all of your prominent weaknesses. I forget if it resists ice, but I know at least you offensively handle ice, which again, pretty decent there. Tera Rock also just in general helps carry matchup against a lot of common Pokemon that you would play that you would need to handle. Stuff like, for example, faster Talonflame teams, Torkoal matchups, and Trick Room, because a lot of them aren't going to think to click Earth Power or Solar Beam into you. So I think it's a really strong option actually for Lurantis, and I think really you're going to get a lot of mileage out of that. Hopefully it ends up working. I know that I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, you've been working on this team for a bit, calling me. I might be mixing up people, which in that case, I guess there's 2 people in my server who are working on the Lurantis teams, but I could have sworn that it was you. I will say, as far as teams I'm working on this one. This one's the team I'm looking to use for regionals. But I am working on a team. It's one of the first teams, I think. I think it might be the first one that I've used on a Road to Rank. Let me actually skim through my Road to Rank teams before I commit to that. But I think it might be the first Road to Rank team. Actually, yes, it is the first Road to Rank team. Okay, so this is the first Road to Rank team actually coming up this week. It should be on Wednesday. This is the first one that I've actually built myself without much help. I did bounce like a couple ideas off of Randy, but overall, I built the majority of the team on my own. So if nothing else, I'm really excited for that one actually. It's gonna be a surprise, but just look out for Wednesday's video Wednesday's video will be that team. I'm looking forward to it because I'm curious to see how a team that I've built myself with very minimal input will do, because the concept of it, at least I came up with the idea of, and I think it's funny. Randy, if you remember the one that you suggested, I'll spoil it because it's not the one I built around, but the one you suggested to use the worm on, Randy, that's the team we'll be using. So I remember showing you that team at least, but no one else should have been able to see it yet. But it should be a fun team. It should be a really fun team. I think if I had to predict ahead, I think it'll go 2-1 for the day. That's my bold prediction, but we'll have to see. Armory, Trick Room, and Sylveon. Ooh, I'm a huge fan of Armory, Trick Room, and Sylveon. That's actually such a fun comp. What Tera type are you on, Sylveon? Are you going Tera Water? I don't know if you need Tera Fire on that unless you're going Sun, which if you're going Sun with that, that's also really good. And that'll help Sylveon a ton. You could obviously also benefit off Tera Fairy, though I think that a lot of Sylveon typically are running Tera for coverage. But I'm curious, what Tera type are you on that? Because there's a decent amount of options, at least with Sylveon. So, let's see. Apparently one of these games, I'm looking in the chat for the tournament, one of these games is still on game number 2. What the fuck? They're not going to finish. They're not going to finish at all. Damn, this is very unfortunate. Truly one of the VGC games of all time. Holy shit. How do you have a match that in like a 50-minute timer, you're on game 2 for? How late did you have to start for that to happen? Holy shit. That's actually genuinely insane. I'm actually appalled that that happened. What the fuck? That just blows my mind. Because even with like chess timer, that's still insane. All I know is that my permanent members are yeah, honestly, really strong idea. You could probably build in stuff like Torkoal with that, for example, as well. Depending on, you're the person I told to also throw Hariyama in that comp, right? I think I'm remembering the team. I had like Hariyama, Torkoal, and then also like the mid-speed Dragonite, like the low-speed Dragonite. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure that was the team, if I remember. I'm kind of spacing. I think that might have been the team. But I'm spacing. I'm really bad with trying to remember teams. I've blown through way too many at this point. Fairy with Tat and Dondozo. Ooh, Fairy Tat is... That's also very interesting. Wait, is it Fairy Tera with Sylveon, or is it Fairy Tatsukiri and Dondozo? Because either way, that's interesting. Those are both... having Armors and DD with Fairy Sylveon and then Dondozo Kiri is interesting, as well as Fairy type Dondozo is interesting, because that gets around potential Dragon type Dondozos, which could be interesting. Since you would also wall order up from other matchups like that, which could be really decent, I guess. Well, I guess specifically it would be... I think it would be a decent option. No, never mind. I was gonna say it'd be decent for walling order up, but you're unaware anyway, and even if you were Water Veil, wouldn't really matter. Though I guess with Water Veil, potentially. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, I'll be honest. It could still be decent, I guess, for just... I don't know, I'm trying to think of the mon that I would use that for. It's just a decent defensive type and something else, which is cool. I'm going back and forth making a rain team with either special ments or mixed ments. Honestly, I want you to know, when I first was thinking of ideas for this gen, that was one of the first things I was thinking of, was a mixed ments with Tera Flying Hurricane and going on a rain team. I will say though, Ments has gotten Hurricane for a while now. The thing is though, is that Hurricane's a lot more viable with how good Rain is, and also the fact that Ments is probably like one of the better Intimidate mons outside of Arcanine. It's really the only thing that gives better competition, but it's a lot less of just an egregious Landor and Incineroar being tiers above everything else. Like Ments is in that discussion at least right now, which is cool. So it's not that it didn't get Hurricane before, it's just that Ments using Hurricane I think is a lot more viable right now is all. Or just using Ments at all for that matter. Yeah, no, Ments has had Hurricane. Like, it had it in BDSP. I'm pretty sure it was literally a regional move through Sword and Shield at the very least. Like, if I go back to Generation 8, let's pull up in the Team Builder, because I think I could literally just pull up VGC for this gen. Fuck, there's not past gen VGCs. It's really unfortunate. I can pull up Gen 4 VGCs, Gen 6 VGCs, Gen 7 VGC. I can pull this one up. Okay, Salamence. Hurricane's actually illegal on that one, huh? Oh, you know what? Right, I think it was the Gen 8 VGC thing. Well, where's the Gen 8 VGC? Gen 8 VGC. VGC 22. Here we go. Yep, Hurricane Ments was legal at least. This was definitely a legal move in Gen 8. It was probably, if I remember correctly, it was also legal in Oras for VGC, because it was... No, it was not actually. So this had to have been a Gen 8 ad.
which Gen 8 ad is still fine. Yep, it was not legal in Gen 5. Though Gen 5 isn't showing any moves on Ments. That might just be the format specifically I chose. Maybe it wasn't allowed. Gen 4, it was also not... Oh, right. Because Gen 4, at least it wasn't... I think it was the level thing, if I remember correctly. No, actually, never mind. Just not showing moves that's showed on for that. The point being, though, is at least in Gen 8, it was definitively a legal move on Ments now. Which I didn't know that much because I was using it in BDSP, actually, with Scarf Ments for BDSP OU. So I knew for a fact that was at least legal. Well, we're at about 30 seconds left before Game 2 starts. So I should get my opponent for round 2 probably a little bit after that. If I had to guess, they're going to have to make some calls in a couple games that are at timer right now. But we should be going into Game 2 shortly. So I'm hoping for Game 2 that we can pull out a win. I would love to at least go 1-1 for this set. But even if, as I said, even if I at least lose out all my sets, it's at least good for notes. And it allows me to figure out what I need to improve upon on the team or even just in my play. So I'll take that. Rounds are over. Of course, that's perfectly fine. We're going to wait a bit for the games to start, but it should be soon. It should be very soon for round 2. I guess while we're waiting for the next matchup, what do you guys predict will be the next thing that will be built around for the opponents? What do you think could work very well that isn't a legendary paradox that others would look over? So let's see. So I'm assuming the question is specifically regarding the current metagame, which I guess would be current VGC 20, like right now is VGC 2023, that others would look over. I mean, I think Quaquaval is 1-for-1. That's kind of why I want to run it. It's a pretty decent option as far as getting around other teams, especially with Tailwind, in my opinion. What are some other options, though? Let me look through my builder. You know what actually is one? Here's a good one, actually, for this question. I think to Dunsparce will be a big one, but I don't think it's a set that everyone's running. Well, not everyone is running, but the team with like the weakness policy one with Jolteon with like Pin Missile, I don't think it's that like weakness policy gimmick set. I think there is actual sets. Wait for Wednesday. I'll spoil it right now. The team was around the Dunsparce for Wednesday's team. Wait for Wednesday. I do think I've actually cracked how to make this mon viable, or at the very least like considerable. I don't think it's gonna be some top tier mon or anything, but I do think it legitimately has merit, and I do think I've cracked how to make that work. So wait for Wednesday on that one. It's not even special. It's completely physical. It's a physical to Dunsparce with Hyper Drill, but I think I've cracked the team comp to make this work for. So again, just wait for Wednesday's comp. It should be an interesting one for sure. I think for other mons, Floatzel's another one. I think Floatzel personally is one of my favorite like niche mons in this format that I've used so far. This thing is honestly a monster, and especially with Helping Hand Pelipper, this thing truly has very few switch hits. Even stuff like Rotom and Amoonguss take so much fucking damage from this thing. Even without a Helping Hand, they take a gross amount of damage, like a considerable amount that you would never imagine that Tera Water Wave Crash in Rain would do. Whatever you think the amount is, if you throw a Helping Hand boost on, you're wrong. I promise you, I could pull up the calc versus just standard Amoonguss, let's say, like whatever the most Fizz-Def Amoonguss is being run right now, which seems like it is 236 HP, 156 as of the Nerd of the Now. But you know what? Actually, I'm just going to bump this up to max Fizz-Def. Why not? For sake of. So if we throw on Floatzel, we give it Life, was my set Life Orb or Banded? I forget which. This is Life Orb. Okay. So like, what literally the set that I was running. Though keep in mind, you can run Band on this. It was going Jolly, just for max speed. Again, you could probably go Adamant. And we have Wave Crash on this. So Wave Crash with the Rain Up, with the Helping Hand boost, and the Terrestrial Water versus max Fizz-Def Amoonguss does 70% minimum up to 82%. Now keep in mind, you can increase this with Nature, you can increase this with Item. If we go with Adamant Nature Life Orb, it's now 76 to 94. And if we up this to a Choice Band, it is 88.6% to 104% after the Helping Hand Rain and Terra, with a Adamant Banded Floatzel Wave Crash. Just keep that in mind. Amoonguss is a pretty decently defensive Pokemon, and this is also a pretty good resist. You can't really Terra to make this matchup better. That's as good as it gets. Even for stuff like Rotom Wash, for example, with like that Adamant Banded calc. And the reason I say Adamant Band, by the way, is because you'll have Rain Up. You will literally outpace everything viable. Even shit like Lilligant with max speed in the rain, you'll outpace that even if neither of you have your weather up for some reason. But versus max Fizz-Def Rotom, for example, you do with Adamant Banded Rain, Terra, Water, Helping Hand, and all that, 96% minimum. Floatzel is no, right? What? I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. But at the very least, it does have Wave Crash, which is pretty strong. But yeah, no, this mod is honestly insane. I think that Floatzel will be like a huge pick later on, especially when Rain as a whole becomes more viable. And I could totally see teams with like hard Rain teams with Floatzel, Basket Legion, and Pelipper all being legal when Basket Legion does make it into the format eventually. I think team comps with those, and then you go with like Tera Ghost, Last Respects, and then Tera Water Floatzel, and you bring the different ones depending on how weak your opponent is to what matchup, and you just start going ham. And I think that will truthfully be why Rain is so good. Has no right to be that good. Yeah, honestly, it has no right to be as good as it is. But this, I personally do think it's actually a good mod. I don't even think it's a niche mod. I think it's a legitimately good mod. When Friday hits, I believe Friday is the day the ladder resets. It's either going to be Thursday or Friday. Whenever that first day of the new ladder goes up, though, we're actually going to be doing a tier list for all the Pokemon in VGC that are currently legal. What about Dunsparce and Trick Room? That's I think will be a good route for it. I think Dunsparce and Trick Room will be a good route, but I'm sure that whatever the reason you think it is, it's not the reason you think it is. But it's gonna be a decent mod, I think. I think it will be a decent mod. I really need to stop talking about Dunsparce though, because I don't want to spoil the team, because I think it's gonna be such a funny team when it does go up, and I want to try and end off the ladder with it, because I started with Dunsparce as the first day on the ladder. But I do think it'll be a fun team. Objectively speaking, I think it'll be a fun team. I guess for other mods, there are a couple other things. I think maybe that actually covers everything. I don't know. I know some people think that Bax isn't great in the format. I think it is. Bax is really weird. I hear a lot of people say that it can be really good. I hear some people say it's really terrible. I hear some people say that it's just is really good. I don't have a consistent thing on that. But I think it's fine. Just I don't think it's really underrated. I think enough people do rate it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I can't really think of any other things, but it was a really good question, Professor Bond. Really good question. Really stimulating, too. I think that those are the big three, though. Bax Caliber, I think, is decent. I think that the Dunsparce is really decent. I think it's extremely underexplored, too. I think that will actually be a somewhat niche mon through the whole gen, I think. I don't think that anything can get introduced that will make it at least not a niche pick, personally. And then I think that Floatzel is just like legitimately a good mod. Legitimately, it's just an actually good threat. Basket Legion will be such a fun mod for Rain. For anyone who's not playing Rain though, that's gonna be such a fucking nightmare. You'll have to objectively bring a Tera normal mod on your team for it, because it's gonna be such a demon with Last Respects on Rain teams. It will be so fucking obnoxious to KO. What you'll literally need to do, actually, is you'll probably need to go for similar to how Hydreigon's running the Tera Steel sets that are meant to either check Sylveon or check Psyspam with Armor Rouge. You'll probably need to do a similar route with Indeedee, actually, and make it like a Tera Grass set and make it either resist Wave Crash or end up resisting or having the immunity to Last Respects, and you'll probably need to like scout for it and just hope that it's not Life Orb. That's probably what you need to do, because it'll have Follow Me as well. Or maybe like do something similar on Mousehold and then throw like a Friend Guard mon on there that should be able to potentially do some damage. I don't know. The point being is it's going to be a nightmare to check. It will actually be a nightmare to check for VGC, but it will be really fun for whoever's using it. Let's see. So round 2 is currently not started still. It seems like they're doing matchups, or they're in the middle of ruling on games still. I probably could have done a battle spot game or two, but honestly, not really a huge concern. It is what it is. It is what it is. Currently still waiting for that matchup. I kind of wish that I should have honestly started trying to get some of my mons ready, but I guess it's not a big deal. Because I could have used this time for breeding, because I want to try and breed some duplicates or some mons that I'm considering in other versions. I guess while we have a bunch of people in the chat, what are some mons you want to see for Road to Ranks? Because I was asking in today's Road to Rank that was supposed to go up today, but it didn't end up going up. So what are some mons you guys want to see teams around? Because I'm looking to get some more teams ready, and I want to try and get some stuff. I want to try and get some teams ready in general for like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday Road to Ranks. I love how fast your brain works and how you just go on about competitive stats and ranks and thoughts of sets of mons. Thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, just my brain is literally just one massive run-on sentence when it comes to that, I'll be honest. Not only that, but it's also just literal word vomit all the time. There's no in between, just how it functions. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Damn, why is... Oh, fuck. I know I'm being a little bit unreasonably impatient, considering the fact that they're clearly... Oh, round 2 of 7 is open. Maybe I should refresh. I should just refresh. Let's see. Limitless Showdown. Okay. Pairings. Round 2. Here we go. Pairings. Round 2. Did I get a buy? I think I might have gotten a buy. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to find my team. Oh, nope, never mind, never mind. I found it. View. Here we go. Here we go. I checked in. Sorry, I took a while. Apparently the pairings were up as of 2 minutes ago. Let's see. Link battle. We're going to do... Okay. 7, 9. Okay. Probably not the... I'd like to see someone make Scovillain work. Probably not the most competitive, but it's a cool typing and neat stat spread. I actually used... I used a Scovillain team the other day, but it was just unfortunate because I've never got a game that Scovillain actually looks usable, which it is what it is. Let me copy their team real quick so I have it. Oh, they're bringing Goth. They have Houndsome Sand, actually. This is a team that I actually, you know, I don't know why I haven't brought my Houndsome Sand team. I will say, I don't think it's good. This is a really old team that was built, like, pre-meta. But I should probably bring that. It's a legal team for this format. This was built, like, back before we even knew that Paradox Mons were going to be banned. But it just happened to be a legal team. I should probably bring that for Road to Rank. I might bring that on Wednesday, to be honest, because I still haven't used it. And people have been asking for more Houndstone, so maybe that'll be how I do it. Could be worse, could be worse. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So, looking at their team, they have leftovers, Scalader, so they're not Throat Spray, which is decent. Their Safety Goggles, Mouse Hold, that's fine. Don't really have anything like a Rage Powder. They're Lumberry, they're Tera Steel on Annihilate. That's actually pretty interesting, but this should be fine. This just basically means that Scarlet mauls it, free bulk up at least. They have Terrified Goth. They're not Trick Room on it, though. And they have the Sandcore, though the Houndsome does have Will-O-Wisp, which we will need to keep in mind. As far as my team comp goes, what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to lead off with... I feel like Goldango is a really strong lead here, actually. I think a Goldango Murkrow could actually be really decent, because what I can actually do, since they don't have Shadow Sneak on Houndstone, I can actually go for Tailwind into a Tera Steel here. And Tera Steel on my... I am Tera Steel, right? That's what I submitted. Let's see. So yeah, I am Tera Steel. I could go for Tera Steel here. And this would get around any sort of T-Tar Crunch or whatever. I'm going to bring Quaquaval in the back because I think it's really decent. And then I'm going to proceed to bring... I think I'm going to bring Hydreigon as my Mon for this game. And we'll see how that goes. I will say, is this more team testing until regionals? Yeah, so this whole tournament is team testing until before regionals. I will say that this is the team I'm committing to, with variations, of course, that will change over time. Like I might, for example, swap out Guard or Saraledge or something. But this is roughly more or less the team I'm looking to bring. However, there will be other teams in between that will be coming, and there will be other streams of different teams in between to be coming. I could also just do some more streams with this team if people are interested in it, but just my plan is not necessarily to do otherwise. So we're going to go for Tera Steel and Make It Rain. This should be pretty strong here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for Tailwind here. If Mousehold goes for something like a Follow Me, that's honestly not a big concern. This does have Protect, Follow Me, Helping Hand, and Super Fang. The Annihilate will probably just go for the... So if I had to guess, they're probably going to go for the Rage... for the Drain Punch here, which would be fine. Let's see. So, game 1... Mouse... Hold... And... Annihilate lead. Game 2... Game 3. Okay. So, looking at their team, my guess is the other two Mons in the back, I feel like that they definitely brought Skeletors. I think Skeletors is pretty decent. And then I think they probably brought Goth as Mon number 4, that means. I think they benched the Sandcore, though maybe they brought it both in the back. Mousehold's going to go for Protect here, that's fine. Not really too concerned with Mousehold going for Protect. Thankfully, the Annihilate does not. We'll go for the Tera Steel, Make It Rain. And this should be pretty decent. And in tandem with Marco, actually, I can just go for haze spamming, which should allow me to take advantage of the special attack drops, meaning nothing here. And with the choice specs as well, this should basically massacre. This is not KO. I'm kind of shocked. If they go for Drain Punch into my Goldango here, that's really bad. They do not. They go for Rage Fist, which is really good for me, because it's now no longer a super effective hit. We're going to actually just go for the Make It Rain here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for a Haze. And this should KO Annihilate if it doesn't go for Protect. If they swap out here, I'm fine with this. Battle was canceled. Okay, very unfortunate. But they forfeit game 1. I'll take that. I'll take that. Alright, into game number 2. Alright. So, this ain't ladder. Listen, I'll take what I can get. That was such a great turn 1 for me. Oh my god. I could not have... I genuinely... I didn't realize I would get the win like that. Let's see. So, game number 2. Okay. So, I see no reason not to lead off with this again. I didn't even see what their back mons were. And even if they lead countering to this, I still have options. And truthfully, this lead was really valuable for me anyway, even outside of Annihilate. If they don't lead with Mouse Hold, it's such a free Shadow Ball against most things, to be fair. So I think I am just going to lead off with this. I'm literally going to bring the same 4. I benched Quaquaval, right? Actually, do I want to bench Quaquaval? I feel like it's Scarlet just really good here. Am I? I think I am going to bench it. I think I'm going to bench it. Good luck and fun to my opponent. Let's get into game 2. Let's get into game number 2. Okay. So I guess out of curiosity, I know my spread. How would Annihilate have taken this? Because I do actually have the opportunity for Calcs. Actually, I'm not going to do Calcs. I want to keep this as true to regional as possible. So they're going to lead off with... They're going to lead off with Mouse Hold / Annihilate lead. Okay. So this is fine. We're going to go for the... Let's see. I think I want to go for... Honestly, I think I'm just going to go for it again. I don't really see a reason not to. Even if they go for Protect, even if they go for anything, it doesn't really change anything here. Because my back should still be able to beat whatever they go for. And even if they click Drain Punch here, that's not a huge concern either. Because it means that they didn't do anything that would actually be scaring me. Because that means they didn't click Bulk Up, for example, which is huge. Okay, let's see. I do need to move this team, by the way, into my Orlando Regionals folder, because it's my prep folder. Okay, so they are also going to go for Terrestrial here, into Terrestrial Steel. Not a huge concern. If they're burning Terrestrial Steel on this, that's fine for me. The Terrestrial Steel Goldango was purely just because of the fact that I didn't know what they would go with. So I'll take this. They're going to go for Protect. That's fine. They're probably going to go for Drain Punch here. So be it. I should be able to honestly bring in pretty much anything in the back and KO this. Realistically, Quaquaval can honestly pick off this as well. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, Quaquaval should be decent for this, actually. So we're going to get the Tera Steel off for Make It Rain. It's not going to do a lot, but that's to be expected. They're going to definitely go for Drain Punch here. I don't think they made that play otherwise. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to go for... Am I going to swap here? I feel like I might. I could benefit off of swapping, I think. I'm just going to go into... No, because I don't really want to lose Sarah Ledge like that. I think I'm just going to stay in and click Make It Rain. Meanwhile, I'm going to click Taunt on Annihilate just to stop it from going for Bulk Up. This should be pretty valuable, if nothing else, for later on when I do bring in my Quaquaval. So we'll just go for that. Because Quaquaval can just go for the close combat here, and that should still do a ton of damage to Annihilate, even if it's going for Drain Punches this turn, getting back up to full. Actually, it won't even go back up to full, I don't think. They're going to get a dual Protect off, so be it. We're going to get the Taunt off. And that should be decent for us. Beautiful. Okay. That way, then they can't get a Bulk Up off at this point. I could have went for Haze, to be fair, but if they had targeted Marco as well, I don't want them clearing my Hazer. So we'll go for Make It Rain. I'm hoping that they took out Goldango specifically, because I don't mind Goldango going down, truthfully. I think it's actually fine for me. Meanwhile, I can just go for close combat. Okay, so they did go for the Rage Fist. That's really okay. I'm just going to go for close combat here with Quaquaval. Actually, I think I'm going to go for Detect on Quaquaval. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for Taunt on the... Oh, right, I didn't bring Quaquaval. I brought High Dragon. what do I want to do? I'm actually just going to bring in Tera Lich. Tera Lich should still be fine here. Okay. So we're going to go for the Bitter Blade on Annihilate. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for Taunt on the Mousehold. And at the very least, they would basically need to go for Follow Me this turn to have any actual threat. And the only reason I say, so they do go for Follow Me. Okay, that's fine. At least I'm not boosting Rage Fist further, which should be decent. We were planning on taunting this mon anyway, truthfully, so that's actually good for me, in a sense. And if they do decide to attack into the... Yeah, if they do decide to attack into the Murkrow, they do not. Okay, they attack Tera Ledge. Should still be fine, in all honesty. We got enough damage on this, and both should be in range of Hydreigon at this point. And Hydreigon honestly still clears their team anyway, because they burned the Tera on Annihilate. And they would basically need to have brought the Sand Core to have any chance at winning. And even still, because they didn't clear Murkrow fast enough, they can't go for Protect here. So this Tailwind should be pretty free. We'll go for the... I'm just gonna go for Haze, not because I need to, but because I don't want to boost the... I don't want to continue to boost the Rage Fist damage, even though I guess I don't really need to care about that. I'm also gonna do negligible damage to Annihilate anyway, if we're gonna be honest. So I may as well just go for Haze. It doesn't really matter at all. I could potentially Taunt as well into the Annihilate spot, because that could also be something to preserve. But at the same time, again, what does it really make a difference for? They're probably gonna go for Drain Punch into Annihilate though. Meanwhile, okay, this is fine. Again, just trying to not boost Rage Fist even further. Though, I guess they'd just click Drain Punch here. Point being though, is that we're still fine. So they didn't go for Drain Punch here. They're gonna go for Super Fang. We dodge. Ooh, beautiful. They'll go for Drain Punch into Murkrow. Okay, Drain Punch into Murkrow is actually fine. I can proceed to go for another Taunt into the Annihilate this turn. Ooh, actually I need to go for Tailwind. Well, no, I don't need to go for Tailwind. I creep Annihilate. So yeah, we're just gonna go for Taunt. And if we clear Mousehold, that's actually really good for us as well, because I can go for Tailwind on the following turn, and that should still be pretty decent. We'll get the Taunt off here, which is beautiful. Even if they go for the Drain Punch, I'm not too concerned. Super Fang is gonna go off. That's fine. Hydreigon still takes that at least somewhat. Heat Wave, Mousehold's gonna avoid. I guess it could be worse. We don't get the burn. Okay. So Hydreigon goes down. That's unfortunate for game number 2, but you know what? It is what it is. We lost to their Annihilate Mousehold lead, but I can still manage to take it back in game number 3. I definitely think I need to bring Quaquaval for sure. I definitely need to bring Quaquaval. Okay. We'll Brave Bird in the Mousehold. And they're probably going to take me out with Drain Punch, which is honestly not a big concern. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I guess I could have potentially Brave Birded into Mousehold, but I don't know if it guaranteed anything. Because even if I did Brave Bird in the Mousehold that earlier play, I think it would have still... I mean, for one, I didn't really think I would have KO'd. I really thought I would have just guaranteed the KO on Mouse. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So, game number 2 was a loss. On to game number 3. So, in terms of game number 3, they let off with Mousehold and Annihilate both times. I think it's truthfully just because of the fact that they ended up realizing that they made a bad play turn 1 in game 1. So let's see. Okay. So in terms of my team comp for game number 3, I'm definitely not going to bring the same mons, that's for sure. I'm kind of curious about what I want to do. So, they let off with Mousehold and Annihilate both games. I should probably lead off with something that's specifically meant to beat that, which I think might end up being my Hydreigon. I think Hydreigon might be the play here. I could lead off with Gardevoir in that left spot, because they've been leading Mousehold in the left. Well, yeah, they've been leading Mousehold in the spot that would mirror their left. And I think that also has some merit. But I think ultimately I'm going to lead off with... I'm actually going to lead off with Hydreigon. I thought Gardevoir Hydreigon. I think it's a good lead. It should be able to handle most of their team. We'll bring Murkrow on the back, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to bring... This is my lead. I am going to still... I don't know if I want to bring Gardevoir or not. Definitely bring Quaquaval. I think I am going to ignore Scarlet this game, and I'm going to bring Goldengo here. I think Goldengo should be decent. I think that Gardevoir has merit, but I don't really want to bring it just yet. We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see here, though. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. If they do lead with the Nihilip, I'm going to burn Tera Fire on the Hydreigon, because that should help a ton with damage output. And then I'll go for a Tailwind into probably Focus Energy. Strictly set, but then I don't boost Rage Fist any bit. Annihilate Maushold, that's fine. Okay. This should be pretty free for me. They're going to go for probably Protect. I mean, I don't really see why they go for Protect this turn, truthfully. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for Tera Fire, and I'm going to go for Focus Energy. And I'm going to go for a Taunt on Annihilate. I don't really care if they go for like a Drain Punch and a Super Fang and all that. I think they're going to realistically do the same play they made every time this game. Hi, Pro Freddy Gamer. How are you doing today? Okay, so they do lead Mouse. Hold. Leap. So, at the very least, I still have yet to figure out what they've actually brought in the back, because game 1 they forfeit, and game number 2 they proceeded to win off of lead. So I don't actually know what their back is, and I don't know what they've brought a single time in the back, which is a little bit disadvantageous, but it is what it is. They're going to go for Super Fang here. That's fine. I still don't think that they actually KO me. Okay. So, Nihilip is going to go for Drain Punch. That's fine. That is honestly fine. What I'm going to proceed to do here... how did Mouse hold out pace? Oh, right, I didn't go for Tailwind. Okay, so I'm going to go for Draco into the Mousehold spot, I think, and just take this Mon out. Actually, no, I'm just going to go for Tera Fire, because I'll be able to crit pretty easily. Then I'll go for Tailwind. And even if they go for like a... Oh, they're actually going to go for Tera. They're going to probably go for Tera Ghost here, if I had to guess, on Mousehold. They're actually going to Tera Annihilate. Why are they Terraing Annihilate? Oh, they probably anticipated the Draco, which is good for me because I clicked Heat Wave. So they're going to get fucking massacred by this. Especially if I get a crit, which I'm Focus Energy and Scope Lens boosted now. So that should be really strong for me. So we're going to get the Tailwind up this turn. That should be really good to nail Annihilate if nothing else. So I will definitely take that. Thankfully, we did get the Heat Wave turn for us, which should be really strong. I just need to hit Annihilate and we're pretty fine there. Are you fucking kidding? Okay, that's so obnoxiously bad. That's so obnoxiously bad. Ugh. Okay. That might have actually lost me the game, I can't lie. That right there might have lost me the game. Because I don't know how I beat Annihilate anymore. Okay. So, what I need to do now, I need to go for Detect on Murkrow. And on Quaquaval. Specifically so I don't get Follow Mead. Oh, I could actually... Hold on. I could actually utilize this to close... I'm going to go for Taunt into Aqua Step on Mousehold, I think. Solely so that way then I don't end up... solely so I don't drop my defenses. That's really what I need to do here. And also I don't want to give bigger Rage Fist boosts either. So we're going to take out Mousehold. We're specifically going to get on Mousehold. If they get a double Protect off, I think I lose. Which, they did get a double Protect off last game. So maybe I needed to just bank off of this. At the same time, though, I can't really do much else. Because of the fact that the Heat Wave didn't hit. That was really like my best out to this. They're probably going to go for Super Fang, which should be fine. Not really a concern here. I don't think he Aqua Step KOs, but that's not really something I'm concerned about, in all honesty here. We're going to probably end up taking a Super Fang. Yep, that's fine. Super Fang into Drain Punch probably will KO. They're actually going to go for Rage Fist here, thank God. Okay. So this works out well. This works out well. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for Close Combat into Annihilate. And I'm going to go for a Brave Bird in the Mousehold here. Specifically just so I could potentially take out Mousehold. Albeit, again, I don't think that Annihilate... Oh, Annihilate just got taken out. Was that a crit? I think that was a crit. I feel like it had to have been a crit. It wasn't even a crit, so we just took that out. Beautiful. Okay, you know what? I will take that. I will take that. That's pretty huge. That's really, like, the big saving grace here. And if Murkrow does KO Mousehold here, I think I'm actually set. Because at best, this can only Super Fang me. So, beautiful. So Mousehold's also gone. So we're down to their final two at this point. Shout out Murkrow. Shout out Murkrow. For real, for real. Murkrow's my deity. Okay. So, they would... If they go into Goth, I'm clicking Protect. I'm clicking Detect on... Okay, they're going to go into Tyranitar here. That's fine. Houndstone. Okay. So Houndstone does not outpace me. I need to make that very clear. It does not outpace me. D-Tar... Neither of these mons are protect. T-Tar's AV and Houndstone has last respects. I'm going to go for Aqua Step here. And I'm going to go for a Brave Bird here. How fast is my Murkrow, actually? Do we outpace Houndstone at base? How fast is my Murkrow? My Murkrow is not very fast. How much is Houndstone here with Adamant? Let's see. Houndstone should outpace me. So then what I'm going to do, I mean, I still kind of should just go for the Brave Bird here into the Houndstone. I don't really have a better play. Aqua Step is going to go off. Can we KO? Can we KO the Houndstone? It's not fluffy. Oh my god, that's really huge for us, actually. Okay, okay. No, I think it's just mine. I'm not sure why Streamlabs is doing that. If anyone in the chat for some reason does know why it's glitchy, I'd love to know. We do outpace our Houndstone. We do KO it. Beautiful. Okay. So this is fine. We still have one Mon in the back. And that Mon should be able to take out Tyranitar. I think. I'm going to hope. I really need to hope that it does. I need to basically hope we can 1v1 the Tyranitar. Their Tyranitar has Assurance, Rock Slide, Ice Punch, and Terra Blast. Okay. It's going to come down to Goldengo. Goldengo Steel Beam. Can Goldengo Steel Beam do it? I need to literally bank on Goldengo Steel Beam somehow KOing this through Assault Vest and the Sand Boost. Can we do it? I need to bank on the Steel Beam killing. That's literally what this game came down to. Are you fucking kidding? I should tank one Assurance. No, I didn't. I guess out of curiosity, would I have taken it if I went for Steel Beam? Because I don't know if I would have. Assurance, I'm pretty sure Assurance doubles though after being, yeah, it doubles, so it would be 120. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Okay. Still annoyed about the Heat Wave mist. I feel like, yeah, no, but they would have underpaced. Oh, target was damaged this turn. Oh, shit. Terra Flying Goldengo. Yeah, I would have. Shit. Okay, well, Steel Beam. So make it. That's the thing, though. AVTTAR actually would not have guaranteed. Nope, never mind. I was thinking -2. Yeah. AVTTAR. Well, no. AVTTAR actually might not have guaranteed died to Steel Beam. Now I will say it was Steel Beam, Goldengo. Yeah, okay, so this seems about right. It seems like they were just max CP. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. So I don't think I KO'd guaranteed with Make It Rain either. I essentially needed to hope for 2 really good rolls there, which I guess was probably a slightly better out, but I could have... trying to think. So even 2 like middle of the road rolls would have been fine. It definitely didn't guarantee though. It definitely didn't guarantee. Realistically though, this all could have been avoided if I just hit that Heat Wave on Hydreigon for Annihilate. I think I literally won the set because I don't think they had enough pieces that could have actually sufficiently damaged Hydreigon in that game if I just hit the Heat Wave. Because I just went to Draco spam the team from there. That's all I needed to do, just Draco spam. So I don't like to typically blame hacks for losses, but I think in specifically game 3, I think there was not a lot I could have done about that. I think the game was lost the second I missed that Heat Wave. I think game 2 I played sloppy. Game 1, I mean, I didn't get a lot out of game 1. Game 2 I played sloppy. Game 3 I think I should have won though. I think I should have won game 3, but it is what it is. We have 25 minutes though. I am going to take a really quick intermission just to get some water. So I actually do need to add in a be right back image really quick because I had to reset all my shit. So we will be right back. Let me just queue this up really quick. BRB. It should be right in here. Here we go. We'll be right back.
All right, and we should be back now. Now, I will say we do have a lot of time actually before our next game still. Even with that intermission, I think we're still at around like 19 minutes of the round, and it took a couple minutes last time to get matches up as well. So what I think I'm going to do, because, let's see. So I'm trying to find where our particular game was. So standings, yeah, we should definitely be like pretty low on this standings right now. I can't imagine that we're gonna be, let's see, show all players, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, we're probably gonna be pretty low here. I can't actually find myself in the standings. Maybe this is just for a different tournament, to be fair. Let's see. I mean, to be fair, these teams are definitely built around, like... Yeah, maybe this is just something else. Oh, well. Let's see. Okay. So, tournaments. Here we go. Oh, right. I need to go back. Okay. So, as far as... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what to actually do in between. I could maybe do like a battle spot game, but I'm not really too sure if I want to or not. Mostly just because of the fact that I feel like if I queue up a battle spot game, that's gonna essentially mean that I'm... I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Showdown tournaments. Here we go. Where? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Beanie Brawl. Okay, so I was in the wrong. It's the wrong tournament right now. Tournaments. Here we go. Okay. There we go. This should be the right one. So now I should come up on the standings when I do look for myself. I'm curious where I rank. After 2 games, can I do a Tera raid? I could potentially do a Tera raid. Cinderace is on, right? I mean, I don't really have like Cinderace as a team. Let's see. So apparently I was ranked 139th before. I'm sure that's gonna drop a lot going into the next ones. I'm curious, what do the teams look like at the top? Let's see. Golden got Tailwind with Grim Screens. There's Ogiri with Talonflame, Yaskarada, King Gambit, Sylveon. There's Sand with Armors that happens. I'm gonna guess this is weak armor, if I had to guess. Nope, it is Flash Fire. That's actually interesting. They're not running it with Side Spam. Kind of curious, because it's still expanding force. There's a Chicken Team with Tinkaton. Baxcalibur is up. Ooh. Oh, it's no Cinderace. Okay, well that makes me feel a bit better. I could do potential Tera raids. I would help with getting items to get teams and all that. Like in these team comps is pretty interesting actually. There's a lot of mods of this. Like even just looking at the top 8. Let me see if I can switch a window over real quick. Let's see. Beanie Brawl, probably. Here we go. So if we look at like these would be right now the top 8 teams. Let me just make sure. Okay, beautiful. So that's still right there. Sentinel Surrender's team. We're bringing in-game trial. I'll have to check that out in a second. But looking at like even just if we look at like the top 8 teams, so Alchemist through BS Smithy. So we see obviously. I mean, there's a pretty decent amount of variety. You'll see the same sort of cores. Like for example, I think is there really only actually one Dozagiri team? That was gonna be my go-to example, but there's only one Dozagiri in the top 8. It's going okay, Marcus. I'm 0-2. Game 1, I think I played really bad in. Well, in match 1, I played really bad in game 2, and it cost me in game 3 because I couldn't really give away. I couldn't go for the play I wanted to make, and that meant I couldn't even go for the lead I wanted to lead, and it kind of screwed me over. Game number 2, I won game 1 after a single turn and got a forfeit win. Game number 2, in that set, I lost on lead to the same lead, and I brought the same lead, and I lost to it because my opponent clicked Tera that time, and I couldn't really beat it. And then game 3, I missed a Heat Wave on Annihilate, and I lost the game because I couldn't really do damage otherwise. Oh god, why is my OBS glitching so much? So I'm very curious as to why this is happening. I have not been able to figure it out, and I'm genuinely unsure as to why is happening, but I know it keeps happening, and I'm not sure what the fucking issue is. Let's see. I wonder almost if it's the fact that I'm using multiple video captures at the same time. I feel like I can't be it. I guess, hold on. Let's see. So first, I do need to keep this awake. I need to remember to keep this awake. Okay. And then if I remove this from sources. Oops. Hold on. Control Z. I remove this from sources. And then we'll put this back up. And I'm going to add on. Let's see. Right here. We'll put 4K capture. And we'll just, let's see. Just to see if this fixes the issues. I don't know if it will, I'll be honest. But I'm just going to hope. Is there an easy way to set this to like full screen? I'll fix the order in a second. I'm trying to see if there's an easy way to set this thing to fucking, here we go. Window capture right here. Oh my god, why is this such a pain in the ass? I'm just going to, I think I've decided I might, if this doesn't work, I might just delete the window capture. Nope. Okay, that should be good. So let's see if this suddenly fixes the issue that I was having. So I just need to move right down here. And if the screen glitches any further, someone in the chat mention it. But I want to continue discussing this. Because I'm curious if it was the fact that I was using multiple window captures. Maybe that was giving me issues. Lily Cola Trick Room Tinkaton? Yes, it is actually. It is the Lily Cola Trick Room Tinkaton. But that's what I was talking about. I think a lot of these team comps are pretty interesting though. We have stuff like Kilowatch on Mouse World with Taurus Fire. We have Weavile actually, which I didn't know people were running Weavile. That's very interesting. There's, I mean, obviously there's Garganackle. Garganackle's going to be here on probably like a couple teams. We have Mercury High Dragon with D-Knight, of course. You know, just literally just offense incarnate. There's not a lot to say there. But yeah, no, like even if we go further, I mean, it continues going further, albeit you see a bit more repetition. But number 21. There's a Floatzel Rain team actually. That's pretty cool. That is very cool actually. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, there's like a lot of different options here though, realistically for teams. I wonder if there's anyone else that I can, like, that I know of through VGC that's playing. I don't know a lot of people to be fair, but I'm curious if we go down, we're going to find any names that I know of. I'm going to assume the answer is no, but I'm still curious nonetheless. I'm scrolling. I've recognized the name Cable VGC at least. I'm forgetting from where, but I recognize the name at least. They're in the 0-1 set as well, which is unfortunate because it's a name that I know. It's a name that I've heard of at least. And to be fair, I don't really know a lot of people in the community, but I've heard of that name at least, though it might have just been because I sold their team at one point or another. Let's see. Scrolling down. Yeah, no, I don't really, it's really sad. I don't know a lot of people in this tournament, just because I don't know a lot of people in the community in general. There's the guy in a beanie who's also 0-1. They're bringing Skeletors. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I wanted to bring Skeletors. I just figured I would test my team instead. There's somebody who brought triple starter. That's kind of funny actually with Murkrow, Muscle, Goldengo. That's really funny. I should have done something gimmicky like that. Let's see. And then yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's not really any other names I know. Okay. Well, that solved for a bit of time as well. I'm curious how much time until the next round starts. And I'm curious how much the standings are going to update and how low that puts us, because I feel like it's going to put us pretty low. But let's see, schedule. So the current estimated time for the next game is 8:53. Thought I saw a Rabsca. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least like 3. Can we? Okay, no, it's not telling us through Control F. We need to scroll for it. We'll keep going. I feel like there's definitely at least a Rabsca on here. I would be shocked if there's not like 3. There's 192 signups. I feel like at least 3 Rabscas is fair. We see a Rotom-Mow of all things. There's got to be at least 3 Rabscas, I feel like. We're seeing Pawmot. In fact, actually, when we get lower in the ratings,
To be fair, these are still all 1-0 teams. So when we get lower, there's a lot of pod mods so far. Like a lot more pod mods than I thought I would see. Holy shit. But where are the Rabskas? I feel like that's a decent option. Like, I actually think Rabska's pretty decent, personally. Ooh, someone's making Flamiga or choreo work. That's actually kind of interesting. I like that idea. That might be a fun Master Ball vid. Yeah, where are the Rabskas? I'm still not seeing any, and we're in like the 80s. I found a Rabska, number 84 for Pocha. They have a Rabska. That's one. 89 as well also has a Rabska. That's two. We found two Rabskas so far, both of which are 1-0. Shout out Rabska. I love the little guy. Such a fun little mon. I should try and bring Rabska. That's another thing I should try. Let's see. Oops. I clicked up a bit. So we're at like the 90s right now. Yeah, 89 was the last Rabska. Okay. Let's continue our Rabska hunt. This is like shiny hunting, but we're shiny hunting little pixels. I guess it's not. It's literally exactly like shiny hunting, I guess. We're hunting for little pixels on our screen. Only these ones are a lot better odds. Are they actually? I'm not sure. I feel like it's better odds. Maybe not than like Sandwich. Ooh, Luxray and Pyro team. That's kind of interesting. A dual line. They're probably both rivalry, if I had to guess. I feel like there's no other reason to run that gimmick. Scrolling through. Is there gonna be a third Rabska? We're so close to the bottom. Come on, there better be a third Rabska. There's no way there isn't at least three. There is a third. There's a third. 156. LXIX VGC has a Rabska on their team. Beautiful. We did find the third Rabska. I'm gonna see if we can find a fourth, just because I've already found three and we're so close to the bottom. But I am very curious. At the very least, though, we did find our third Rabska. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's not another Rabska. I'm not seeing any other Rabskas in this thing. I found a Glamora. I'm kind of shocked I didn't find at least a couple, I can't lie. I feel like Glamora was the thing I expected more of. Especially towards like the lower ranking. Though I would say lower ranking, and these are all 0-1 or 1-0. It's not like there's lower, like low rank. There's Clodsire too. I feel like I'm curious on the Tera type on that Clodsire actually. Let me check that, because that might be something we play in a later round. Clodsire, Tera Poison. I'm kind of curious. I feel like this should have been like maybe Tera Grass if I had to guess, just because it could be a oh no, I'm still seeing a glitch on my screen. Fuck. I'll have to figure that out, because I'm not sure why that's happening. But it is what it is. Hello, Frosty Segs. How are you doing today? Let's see. Shonen has that computer generated team format, and I keep getting Toxic Orb Moxie Mix Power. I feel like it's so awful. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay. So the next round should be starting in about, give or take, 5 minutes, which should be decent. So I will definitely take that. We're gonna, as I said, even if we go 0-5, unless if we get to a point where we're just getting buys, then I'll probably continue. If we get a buy, I think that'll be my cue to drop. Solely because there should be an even amount of participants on the signups. There are a total of 192. So there are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Scrolling up. This is the drop shiny hunt. There are currently 6 drops, so there should still be enough for even amount of matchups. Unless if more people drop on the in-between rounds, which if they do, very unfortunate. I'll actually just refresh real quick and just make sure the number is still only 6. Oops, I meant to keep it right there. Okay, so there's just no more than 6 drops, right? There's only 6 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it's still only 6 drops. Okay, beautiful. Don't they usually have rest talks so you can counter your own poison? I mean, that's the thing. So for that, do you mean the Clodsire team? Or were you talking about something else? Because I kind of lost the point. I'm assuming you meant the Clodsire thing. They're Protect, Toxic, Stomach, Tantrum, Recover. Oh, you meant the Dindozo. They don't always have rest, actually. So in singles, they do a lot of the time. In VGC, it's actually kind of uncommon. Some do. Objectively, some... Oh, I just realized my mic was kind of far. Some definitely do. But typically, you'll see, like, Order Up, Liquidation, and then probably Sub, usually, which is why people run, like, the T-Specs Glamora. And then they'll run, like, Protect or, like, Earthquake or Tantrum or some other offensive move. Like, let's look through the Dindozos that are actually up here. Like, we have the Dindozo ranked number 2 so far. Earthquake, Order Up, Wave Crash, Substitute. Yep, okay. This is pretty standard for Tera Dragon Dindozo. If we keep going, where's the next Dindozo team? Holy shit. Like, I know, to be fair, it's not exactly that it has to be super common. Here we go. Yep. Terra Flying, Wave Crash, Yawn, Terra Blast, Protect. Albeit, I kind of assumed sub on here, but again, same sort of logic. Dindozo has a few different moves it just chooses. This is a rest set. Rest with Order Up, Wave Crash, Rest, and Earthquake with Chest Obey. Probably just to help with potential random T-Spike bullshit. Especially because you don't know what you're really going to be playing in these early rounds, so that might have been why they did that, which would be kind of smart. But it could also just be for random Toxics as well, or from random shit. Let's see. Rocky Helmet Dindozo with Rest Talk, Order Up, Body Press. That's kind of interesting, actually. With the Toxic Stretchy, I think is this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's Stretchy. Let's see. There's this Dindozo, which has Safety Goggles Seal with Order Up, Wave Crash, Earthquake, and Sub. Again, very interesting. Not that I think it's interesting as in bad, but we found another Chester set. This one just rest 3 attacks. There's a lot of different Dindozo moves, but there's like 8 alternates between being Terra Blast, Wave Crash, Earthquake, Order Up, Protect, Rest, Sleep Talk, Body Press, and that's basically it. Occasionally you'll find some other stuff, but that's typically what they alternate between. Oh, the Moxie Pyro meme. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be honest, I have no clue. I have no fucking clue. Ooh, there's another Quaquaval Murkrow team. This is interesting. They're Terra Water and their Quaquaval. Makes a lot of sense. I can get that. I almost went with Water on mine actually, but I decided for Ice for coverage. Though I might go with Terra Water in all honesty. There might be an adaptation I have to make. It would be easier to get. It would be a lot easier to get. I'm curious. I guess for the next minute, let's see if we can find how many other Quaquaval teams can we find. I know there's a couple. We've definitely seen a couple so far because we saw the triple starter team. Oops. Because we saw the triple starter team. We should have been right around here. Scrolling through. Here we go. First Quaquaval team. This one is fighting with Ice Spinner, Aqua Step, U-Turn, and Close Combat. That was AV though, so it's a very different spread. The next one is... Damn. Where are the other ducks? Where are the funny ducks? This is unfortunate. Where are the funny Quaquavals? Here we go. Quaquaval. Oh, this was the Terra Water one that we were talking about earlier. Looking through these teams have been pretty interesting though, I can't lie. It's nice just to see what other people are running and just to get a general consensus. That's what I like a lot about these online tours. You could eye a lot of the different information, and it's a good way to just figure out what people are feeling. And not every team will be doing as well as others. That's objectively the case. Some teams just do worse. But it's so good to see where people's mindsets are, as a lot of these people are testing teams they might actually be bringing to competitions. And even if it's not the best team, it's still good to be sure of what people are bringing, because you don't know what you'll match up against early on. So that's another Terra Water one. That one's Extra Belt, which is interesting. Let's see. I'm sure I might have missed one or two, but it is what it is. Not that I think there's going to be a ton on here, but I'm sure that I'm skimming right now, and my eyes are staring at so many different fucking sprites. Like, I'm sure I missed that triple starter one, for example. I think I actually almost certainly missed the triple starter one, for example. Let's see. We're still scrolling. Quaquaval. Here we go. Bam. Terra Fire, actually. That's interesting. I like the Terra Fire idea. This one's actually a pretty similar comp to mine. I had Fergraph actually literally until the last second. This is the first time I'm using Gardevoir. But I happen to have a Gardevoir on hand, so I figured why not. Here's the triple starter team. This one's Tera Ice. So they literally actually have my exact set. I'm curious if they also did the 29 AV and HP, because I did that for Life Orb damage, but I'm not sure if they did. I would love to know, but I obviously I can't really get that information. That's it. At this point though, we might have oh, Cragganol. I didn't even notice a Cragganol. Good call. Might enter one of these. Yeah, honestly, these are really fun. I personally have enjoyed my first 2 games. Let's see, pairings. Let's see. OliviaSama versus the Mismatcher. Okay. View. Opponent's team list. Okay, so they also have Spectral Dango. They also have Murkrow. Though there's a Quash, which that will be interesting, actually. Quash is something else I have not actually considered, but I should totally consider Quash. They also have Hydreigon. They have Final Gambit, Scarf, Annihilate. They have Covert Cloak, Armourouge with Expanding Force. So they're probably trying to take advantage of other Armourouge at this point. And then they have... Oh, oops. Let me minimize that. And then they have Oh, I gotta turn on my thing real quick. And they have AV Dragonite. AV Dragonite's also kind of interesting with Terra Normal. Again, fairly interesting. Let me really quickly check into my match. Let's see, check in. Here we go. Okay, so Terra Steel had Dragon and Goldengo. Terra fighting Annihilate. They're Scarfed Annihilate. They'd have Shadow Claw over Rage Fist. That's probably just because of the fact they're Scarfed and they're anticipating to only get an attack off. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I hit this button to clear. Yep, okay. They have Wide Guard Armourouge, which is good to know. If they lead off with that, that could be pretty bad for Hydreigon. This is honestly not a Hydreigon game, I feel like. This is specifically, I want to say this is a Guard Saralage lead this game, I feel like. Looking at this team comp, I can't see a reason actually not to lead off with Guard Saralage, I can't lie. Let me pull up, I guess, on this route. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of other leads that might be valuable. So I could lead off with Murkrow plus Gardevoir. And Murkrow Gardevoir would have a lot of merit too. I would be able to outpace Scarf Annihilate for one. So even if they're going for Tailwind plus Murkrow turn 1 with their Tailwind, that's fine. They would basically only be able to guarantee it if they went for Quash turn 1, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them going for Quash turn 1. But yeah, that's the only reason that they would actually be able to guarantee that. Yeah, okay. So good luck and fun. My opponent is not checked in yet. That's fine. We'll have to wait for them. They have about 6 minutes before it's an automatic loss, which if that happens, then as I said, the second that we get a game that just doesn't happen, I think that's when I'm going to drop. Just because I don't want to wait like 50 minutes. Especially when we've already been going for like an hour and a half. Well, an hour 40. Holy shit. But okay. So realistically though, the Covert Cloak doesn't really matter, in all honesty. I don't have anything that would matter for. If they're a clear amulet, that'd be one thing, but I can actually still Icy win this, which is decent. I'm kind of anticipating against my team. They're probably going to lead off with, I feel like their Murkrow Annihilate is really good, and they're going to bring one of Hydreigon or Gold in the back, and the other slot's going to be Armourouge. I think that's going to be their play. So actually, Hydreigon would be decent against that, but just not as a lead. I can't jeopardize Hydreigon lead. I think it's definitely Murkrow Guard as the lead, though. 100%. Murkrow Guard will be so strong. Either that or Murkrow Goldengo. Either one would be decent. My issue with Goldengo, though, actually, I guess it's the same issue I have with Murkrow. That's kind of why I guess I need to lead. I think I just lead with Duck, actually. Looking at this team, I lead off with Murkrow Duck. Every time. Because what I can do here, I can go for the Tailwind on Murkrow plus the Detect on Quaquaval. Scout turn 1 out. I have the Hydreigon in the back, and I have the Gardevoir in the back. Basically, I just need to figure out what their Terra Steel Mon is, and I can play around it accordingly. I never Terra Duck. Never Terra Duck. Because otherwise, that would be stupid if I Terra Duck. I would lose just so much going for Tera Ice here, actually. So I think that's my play, though. I lead off with Duck and Murkrow, because this threatens if Hydreigon just outright leads with Murkrow, since that is still a really decent lead for them. They could potentially go for Terra Steel, which I'm fine with. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, and I have Gardevoir in the back, so I'm pretty fine with this, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with this. I think that's my play. The thing actually, instead of Hydreigon, I think I'm actually gonna go with Saralage. I think I'm gonna bench Goldengo Hydreigon game 1 and just see where that gets me. I think it's a decent option, but we'll have to see. They only have about 4 minutes left to check in. So, good luck to my opponent. Let's see. Standings. So, who's my opponent again? I'm playing the Mismatcher. So, they haven't dropped. We do see a lot more drops, though, now that there's 0 and 2s out. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on, wait. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 14, 15, 16. I think there's just 16 drops right now. Oh, nope. 17, 18 among the top half. Yeah, so it looks like there's 18 drops right now. The top team has Palmont. But to be fair, there's a good amount of 2-0 teams, but the top ranking team right now is Palmont. So that's pretty fun. Looks like my opponent might be getting a loss. Oh, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'm curious what so the top 1-1 team is the Torkoal Lily Cole team with Tinkaton. What's the first 0-2 team? What is considered the best of the 0-2s right now? That is the Baxcalibur Azumarill team with Toad Scroll. I didn't even notice this team had a Toad Scroll. I didn't even see this sprite, but this looks kind of cool, actually. This looks really cool. It's Baxcalibur, Goldengo, Azumarill, Hydreigon, Slazzle, and Toad Scroll. Interesting. Also, I don't know where they got these sprites from, but these sprites are really cool. These are definitely like really cool sprites. Why is my opponent not checked in yet? Let me see. A mismatch here. Because I tagged them in the Discord server because they still have yet to actually check into the match. But they only have like less than 2 minutes left to check in. Toadscroll's really neat. Yeah, honestly, I think a Toadscroll's pretty cool. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna make a check-in. It's a little unfortunate because, as I said, I don't want to wait like 40 minutes for another game. At least not on stream. I'm probably gonna realistically what I'll probably do if oh, never mind. They just checked in. Okay, beautiful. Hello. Let's see. I'm gonna set a link code real quick. We'll do 242. Let's see. I'm gonna search now, and we will get in. I'm really glad I decided to ping them because they were just barely making it. So I will take that. I will definitely take that. I'm just glad that the game is gonna happen. Okay, so there's still about 40 minutes left in the match, so I just need to hope for quickish games, which should be fine. Let me set up my notes. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. Okay. So we are currently searching. I'm looking through their team. Yeah. So we're gonna try searching again. It's going to be interesting, actually, because it doesn't look like they've labeled Tera types here for Annihilate and Goldengo. So I'm curious if they're going to actually end up accidentally getting a forfeit loss for this. Because when I copy it, and I actually need to see if this changes when I copy it a second time. Because I'm curious. Okay, so it still ends up being the same. Because if they're, for some reason, Tera Ghosts on either of those mons, they lose. They lose if they click it, objectively. Because it says Tera Steel when you import that. So I'm kind of curious because, and I only actually mentioned this because of the fact that in the notes, it doesn't actually show anything. However, it does, obviously with the copy to clipboard option, it does show that they have it defaults to Tera Steel and Tera Fighting, but it doesn't show, like, for example, I'll actually pull it up on screen real quick for the analogy. Like, you can see the Tera line, the lines for the terrestrial options are literally missing here. But they're here for, like, Marco, Armorge, etc. They're here for every other mon that's not stab. Well, even for the Marco, which is stab. But they don't have it for the others. Which is interesting. Let's see. Yeah, so it's definitely very interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, good luck and fun to my opponent. Let's see. So, it should be official battle rules number 1. There we go. And then we're going to select our team. Should be this team right here. There we go. I'm hoping for a win. I really do think we can get a win this time. Oh, oops. I meant to... Yep. Yes. And then we're going to hit preparations complete. There we go. Good luck and fun to my opponent. As far as my lead goes, fuck, I forgot what I was saying earlier. I think yeah, it's Mirko Quaquaval. This should be the best way to threaten out most leads here. Actually, no, I think it's Mirko Quaquaval. I think that I bring Sailage in the back and then Gardevoir in the back. And I think that's how I go about this. Because realistically, what I need to do, I need to bank off of. So if Annihilate trades with Quaquaval, I should actually be fine against this comp. I'm not too worried. My Armors is specifically actually meant to beat. My Scarlet is specifically meant to beat their Armors, which is perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect. This will probably hopefully deter them from clicking Tera. I think what they'll probably Terrestrial here would, if I had to guess, it's gonna be Hydreigon. I think their Hydreigon's a decent Terrestrial mon here. However, they also have a lot of benefit from not clicking Terrestrial at all. Though I guess Dragonite would be the only other mon I would see as a valuable Tera here, in my opinion. And it's solely because of the fact that I think a lot of their team gets worse when it loses their typing in this matchup. Like, for example, Hydreigon losing its... Hydreigon go for Tera Steel makes it get fucked by Armrouge. Murkrow going for Tera Flying means that I could potentially just taunt it with my Murkrow. Annihilate going for the Tera Fighting means that it's no longer immune to fighting, which is decent for my opponent. Also, it's... I don't know, it's just not good, though it could be worse. The point being, though, is I think that a lot of the team gets worse. The only exceptions would be Armrouge, but it's only good if I don't Tera my Quaquaval. Because I could Tera Quaquaval or I could Tera a lot of things, actually be fine. They're going to lead off with, Annihilate Murkrow. Okay, so this is fine. I don't actually mind this at all. What I'm going to proceed to do here, I'm going to click the Tailwind here, and I'm going to click Detect. I want to see what this Annihilate locks into. It is Choice Scarfed, so I'm pretty okay here. And I basically just need to preserve my Quaquaval. That's all I need to do. And I'm fine losing Murkrow to actually do this. Because all I need to do is get up to Tailwind. And if they pick my Murkrow off for their Annihilate, that's such a good exchange for me. And if they're clicking an offensive move, that's also really good for me. Because it means that Annihilate is stuck in the field. And because it's Scarf, it's a pretty garbage mon, in all honesty. With no Rage Fist. So our Tailwind goes up, and that's fine. I'm curious if they click Tailwind or not. They're going to click Tailwind as well. Okay. Let's see. So they're going to click U-turn, actually, which is interesting. But what I can do here, I can proceed to go for... So we know that 100% what they're clicking. Does their Murkrow have... They do not have Brave Bird. Beautiful. Okay. So what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to click Brave Bird into this slot. And then I'm going to click Aqua Step into the Annihilate spot. And I'm just going to dual target because they're going to pivot. And realistically, any mon that they pivot that will be resistant to Aqua Step, every mon should be at least affected by one of Aqua Step or Brave Bird pretty well. They're going to go into Goldengo. Okay, so this is fine. My Goldengo, my Quaquaval should outpace this guaranteed next turn. So I could actually just proceed to go for the... Aqua Step here. And even if the Murkrow goes for Foul Play, I'm not too concerned with it. Okay. So what do I want to do here? They're going to go for Foul Play on Quaquaval. That's fine. I think they're actually going to go for a Taunt on the Quash here. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to Brave Bird the Murkrow. Am I? I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to Brave Bird the Murkrow, I think. And I'm going to go for Detect here. Detect should be pretty decent. I think they're going to proceed to Quash and Thunderbolt on this turn. Or Quash and Shadow Ball. I'm not sure which. But I think it's going to go into Quaquaval here. I think that's realistically why they're making this play. Because otherwise this would lose. Yeah, honestly, I agree. Scarf and Annihilate is such a big commitment. Because you basically need to commit to killing it. That's really the big thing. And you're going to a game 3-3. Which can honestly be pretty easy to take advantage of. Especially in open team sheet, in my opinion. Them going for Haze doesn't matter. I'm jolly Quaquaval for this reason, actually. Specifically to always guarantee outpace non-scarfed. So the fact they're going for Haze and not Quash actually is a really huge thing for me, in my opinion. But I'll definitely take that. We're going to go for Brave Bird here. That should be fine. I'm going to proceed to go for another Brave Bird in the Murkrow. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for the Aqua Step into the Goldengo. If they go for Quash here, so be it. I don't really think I benefit from clicking Tera on this mon. And truthfully, if they're dedicating this many resources to taking out my Quaquaval, so be it. Because I think that my backseaters are going to be more valuable this game anyway. Let's see. So they're going to withdraw Murkrow here. Are they going to bring in the Annihilate? Or are they going to bring in something else? They're going to bring in something like Peckish. I don't think it was Annihilate. It was a Hydreigon. So they've revealed their whole team comp, actually, which is really good for me. The Goldengo is completely gone. That's huge. I now outpace Annihilate guaranteed, which is also pretty huge. I could potentially Brave Bird into Murkrow, which is pretty decent for me. We've gotten the Moxie boost, which is amazing for me. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty set. They are probably gonna bring in Murkrow here, which is fine. I could really genuinely care less. So our talent petered out, but theirs did as well, which is now a situation where my opponent is gonna be a little bit screwed because I can actually guarantee take out this Hydreigon right now. All they need to do, so if they click Haze here as I click Tailwind, then that's fine. I outpace Hydreigon still because I got the Tailwind up and they're dead. If they click Quash here, that's really the best thing that they have at this point. But that's fine. That's fine overall. It's just a little annoying for this turn. What I'll actually probably do, I'm going to proceed to go for the... I'm going to go for Tailwind, yeah. I go for Tailwind this turn. And I go for the... close combat because it's a nice middle ground to Tera Hydreigon. I always click this in my opinion. If they proceed to go for the Quash here, so be it. I don't mind because my backseater should put enough pressure on this anyway. They're going to go for Haze. Okay, so they didn't click Tailwind. They didn't click Quash. Why aren't they clicking Quash? I feel like that objectively would have been a lot better for them. But we now outpace anyway, which is still really good for me. And I'm still going to get an attack boost because they didn't go for like Protect or some shit. So we'll take that. Hydreigon's gone. This is really fine for me. They're going to bring in Annihilate at this point, which I'm okay with because I can just go for Detect. And I'm actually going to go for Brave Bird into the Annihilate, specifically to try and weaken the potential for Final Gambit here. Though I guess I could just click Liam. I'm pretty sure I brought Guard in the back, right? I just click Liam with Terra Fairy, and that's fine anyway. Like, I don't even actually need to worry about damage at this point. So I'm just going to attack what's in front of me. We're going to go for Brave Bird. And I'm going to go for the... Aqua Step here. Actually, I'm just going to go for Ice Spinner and kill Murkrow. I'm just going to claim my kill. If they go for Haze, that's fine. They're going to underpace, and that's good for me. But all I need to do is just kill the Murkrow, because that's really the only annoying piece here. And even still, they basically need to commit to Shadow Claw at this point, because they don't actually have another way to damage Guard. The Guard plus Quaquaval combination should always win this. So they are going to lock Shadow Claw. That's fine. I genuinely could care less about this, actually, because of the fact they're locking Shadow Claw here. Should be pretty decent for me. We're going to go for Brave Bird into the Annihilate, and that does some decent damage. So we can actually just go right into Scarlet here. And what I can actually do, because of this, I can go for Terra Dark, which should be so amazing here. All I need to do is just go for the Sneak. This should prevent any random fucking shenaniganry. Plus, also, in the odd chance this mon random bullshit lives, because it goes for, like, Terra Fighting, I'm just going to dual target here. And we're going to proceed to go for Shadow Sneak. This makes me immune to Quash as well, which should be decent, but it doesn't really matter to be fair, because Quash should be last in priority bracket if I remember correctly. No, it's last his turn. Is Quash really just last the turn overall? So they are going to go for bullshit Terra Fighting. Let's see, Quash, Pokemon. Okay, and if they're Terra Ghost, they are Terra Fighting. Okay, I was going to say, if they're Terra Ghost, then I win. Let's see. So it ignores priority. Okay, so yeah. I can guarantee avoid the Quash actually because of this, which means that they can't actually stop me. Because it ignores priority. The target of Quash, if multiple Pokemon are affected by Quash, they now move the slowest. Let's see. So Quash will last his turn ignoring priority provided it hasn't activated yet. Yep, okay. So Shadow Sneak goes off. Annihilate should barely fucking live that. Holy shit. That's fine. It's still gonna be a resist. Game audio isn't playing? Ooh, okay, that's... Let me look into this real quick. Let's see. One second. Properties. There we go. How does this sound? How does this sound? We're going to go for Brave Bird, by the way, and then I'm going to go for Bitter Blade. And that should be decent. I genuinely thought the audio was playing. My bad, guys. How does it sound now? If it doesn't sound good, let me know. I can fix it very easily. Sounds good? No, not too loud, not too quiet, because I can adjust the specific loudness of it if need be as well. They're going to go for Foul Play here. That's fine. Guard plus Scarlet just wins. Man, I didn't even realize it wasn't playing. I wish someone said something earlier, I'll be honest. But it is what it is. It's not a huge deal. We're going to bring in Guard, though. Guard should just clean. Oh, no, I didn't mean if it was on or not. I meant, does it sound too loud, or is it, like, just right? That's more what I cared about. We're gonna go for Gleam, and I'm gonna go for Bitter Blade. That should be fine. Guard should, like, definitively just win, though. Okay. So, they're gonna go for Foul Play, that's fine. Genuinely not sure why I didn't click Quash there, because Quash would have been a lot harder to play around, albeit I think I still won the matchup, but it would have been a lot harder to play around. Like, I think they lost all chance to win by not clicking that move. One of the many times they had the opportunity. But I'll take it. Game 1 is ours. Let's see, and then game 1 win. Beautiful. Okay. So on to game number 2. Game audio sounds good? Good. That's good to hear. This portion will be a little bit quieter just because it's typically louder in battles, so just keep that in mind for anyone who's only mentioning it like during the in-between segment. That is the difference. Okay. So, going into game number 2, they led off with Mirko Annihilate last time. I think I'm going to take advantage of... I think I'm actually just going to lead off with the same lead. In all honesty, I think it works out fine going Quaquaval Mirko, because I don't see a way they actually beat that. So we're going to lead off with Quaquaval Mirko. They benched Armarouge and Dragonite last time. I'm bringing Hydreigon. Hydreigon mauls their team. I'm going Gardevoir. And we'll see how this does. I think this should still be fine. Hydreigon still does amazing. Grandma PFP, yeah, they have the Grandma PFP. It's okay, I have Iono, so it's okay. Opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah, so looking at Hydreigon against their team, I mean, Hydreigon mauls them. I'm probably gonna go with the... I don't know if I'm actually gonna go for Tera, I'll be honest. I don't think I need to go for Tera on Hydreigon. I think I go for it on Guard. Because if I can clear Goldango, I think that Guard is my objective best Terramon. I will say, their Hydreigon, if they pop Tera on Hydreigon, that would be the only reason I think I would ever pop Tera Fire Hydreigon. But this is a game where I definitely wait to click mine, I think, specifically because of the mons that I brought, though it will never be clicked on my lead. It should never, ever come to a point where I'm clicking it on lead. The one exception, I guess, would be if they lead off and click Tera Grass Armarouge. If they do that, I will click Tera Ice on Quaquaval, and I will claim my KO. But otherwise, I think objectively speaking, I never click it. So happy to see Quaquaval being viable. I'll be honest, I don't think Lamon's like a top tier in this format, but I do think objectively it has a use. I think it's an objectively fine Pokemon. Just, I'm not sure what the best way to run it is yet. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this tournament, and I wanted to explore some different matchups, figure out what it does and doesn't work against, and see what I can get going for how comfortable I can get with this team. So that's why I wanted to do this tournament tonight. So last second too. I literally told Q we were going to do Monotype Mondays today. And I told Q like 4 hours before, well actually 6 hours before, I was like, listen Q, I'm going to rain check you because I'm doing a VGC tournament that I'm doing extremely last second. And I told him I felt a little bit bad, but I know it's objectively what I got to do. And he was all for it. He was totally all for it. He said he's just going to do some singles. We'll probably send the love over to Q tonight when we're done with the stream here. We're going to go for Tailwind though, and I'm going to go for Aqua Step and Goldango. I know I don't KO, and that's fine. As I said, Quaquaval's job is not to actually win the game outright on turn 1. It's objectively not. Truthfully, Quaquaval going down turn 1 is more so what I'm actually expecting here. We're going to get the Mutual Tailwind up. That's perfectly fine. They're probably going to take about half from Aqua Step here. Meanwhile, they're going to probably Thunderbolt me back, or maybe make it rain. Either one is fine for me. They're going to click Thunderbolt. Okay, so Thunderbolt is fine. Again, Quaquaval going down, truthfully, might be for the best. Because I go into Hydreigon now, and Hydreigon can proceed to, 1, I get a free immunity to their moves. 2, this Goldango is choiced, so they kind of have to go into Armarouge here, or Dragonite. Either way, I'm fine. So I'm going to go for a Focus Energy this turn. They objectively cannot really do anything exciting. Meanwhile, I'm going to proceed to go for a... I'm going to go for a Brave Bird into the Goldango spot in case they switch, which seems very likely. If they take out Mirko, this is also actually okay for me, because I just need the combination of Hydreigon and Gardevoir on the field, and that should secure a win against everything they bring. There's not a single Mon on their team, let alone a combination of Mons, that actually pressures the combination of Hydreigon plus Gardevoir. So I'll definitely take that. I guess the one thing that would be a little bit scary is that they brought Annihilate in the backseat, and it's Jolly specifically. Jolly would be the only way I'm afraid of that. They're gonna not even KO Mirko. Holy shit. I need to KO myself. That's kind of funny. Okay, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. I think I am still gonna bank on the Tera Fairy, actually. I think Tera Fairy is still my play here. Also, holy fuck, kill me. What the fuck? Never mind, I'm clicking Tera Fire here. I'm claiming my KOs. And then I'm gonna go for taunt into this spot just in case they switch. Purely in case they switch. I'm so fucking shocked they didn't. It's a little annoying, actually, I can't lie. Well, Tera Fire's gonna go off. They should still do some great damage. They would basically need to predict that I'm clicking Terrestrial immediately this turn, which I'm only doing to KO Murkrow. Just so I can claim 2, and then I can proceed to go for killing like the Dragonite, for example, which I can just crit Draco, and that should be pretty good. And then I guess like Annihilate will be a little threatening, but it is what it is. They're gonna proceed to go into the Once More Trade. I think that's the no, it's the Dragonite actually. Okay. Oh, right. We didn't see Dragonite last game. Okay, this is fine too. Murkrow slash Goldengo, Dragonite slash back. Okay, so we're gonna go for the Tera Fire here, and this should still be fine because Murkrow actually gains nothing from clicking Wash anymore, so I'm no longer actually afraid of it for that reason. The Taunt on Dragonite's a little useless because it's AV, but not really a huge concern either way. And that Goldengo should be pretty fodder against my whole team at this point, since it has no way to outpace me, and we're on equal speed tiers. They're gonna proceed to take this pretty well. Kind of shocked they both took this hit so well. The quick follow play and kill Murkrow, beautiful, beautiful. Working out perfectly, actually. So, at this point, I'm gonna bring in the Gardevoir, and we're just gonna click Spread Moves. We're going to click Spread Moves for days. Actually, am I? I think I'm not going to. They're Inner Focus on Dragonite, actually. I'm gonna click Heat Wave, yeah. Actually, I am gonna click Heat Wave, and I'm gonna click Gleam. I think that ultimately this will be for the best. I know I don't KO Dragonite doing this most likely, but Dragonite's best way to damage me would be Dragon Claw into Hydreigon or E-Speed with Terra Normal. Terra Normal E-Speed would actually be the best way, objectively speaking. Which is why I don't really want to waste a turn clicking Draco into that slot, or clicking Moonblast in that slot. When truthfully, I think it's better for me to actually just KO the Murkrow so they don't gain a Tailwind advantage later on, that otherwise I currently at least can hold them even on. So, we revealed at least 3 of their mons. They're going to withdraw Murkrow, which is also fine for me. That means they're probably either sacking Goldengo here, or they're going to take a ton on another mon. Alright, Goldengo's getting sacked, which is really good for me. Meanwhile, Dragonite's going to go for Terra Normal E-Speed here. Why be Inner Focus instead of Multi-Scale? Well, that's actually mostly for Flinch. It's immune to Intimidate, so any Intimidate mons like Arcanine, Gyarados, Spence, etc., they can't actually drop its attack, and also you can't fake out it. So Dragonite just proceeds to go into a more offensive role in that regard because of this fact. However, Assault Vest is definitely the weird option on this for sure. I've never really seen Assault Vest actually be read. We're going to see the Gleam go off though, that's fine, and we're going to see the Heat Wave also go off. We did miss something. I think that's a Dragonite spot if I remember correctly. Nope. Yeah, it was a Dragonite spot, okay. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. This is really bad, actually. Missing that Dragonite is really unfortunate. Though, I will say I don't know how much it matters. It's just, it really, basically, it would have came down to maybe burning that would have been the thing that would have made the difference. But I'm pretty sure that Murkrow's going to make this just a win anyway. Just in the off chance I can avoid it, I'm going to go for the Protect here, and I'm going to go for Gleam. That might be able to potentially help. Yeah, there are definitely a couple of weird choices in their team, but I mean, to be fair, this Dragonite in general is just... Terra Dragonite objectively is always just a threat that needs to be respected. Okay. So game number 3, I'm definitely going to bring the Salage, I think. I think Hydreigon on paper was fine, but it's not really going to do great here. And I think they'll play around it a bit more with Armor next game, potentially, anyway. Yeah, no, this Dragonite's super bulky because it's special Dragonite, but I think that if I brought Salage, I would be decent here. Actually, would I? No, I think I bring Goldengo. No, I think I just need more physical offense, truthfully. Alright, well, we're gonna go for Gleam here. I just kind of need to hope I can just take out Murkrow at least. We take out the Murkrow, beautiful. Okay, Murkrow's gone. Mostly, this is purely just to gain information, because I don't actually think that we get enough that can... I don't think that we get enough information this turn to where we can actually sufficiently play around this. 7-4-1-4, this is a 9, okay. So I'm going to go for Draco into this spot, and I'm gonna go for a Gleam. I don't think I can win this, because I think they're just going to Final Gambit Guard and E-Speed Dragonite, and that should be a guaranteed win for them. Objectively speaking, that's a very free win for them right there. I can't really do anything about that other than maybe click Protect a turn and wait for Dragonite to E-Speed kill me. But that's a really good turn for them that they have right here. They're going to go for E-Speed. Yep, it's going to be into the Hydreigon, right? Yep, Hydreigon's going to get KO'd. Okay. This is unfortunate, but it is what it is. They're gonna go for Shadow Claw. Why? I mean, I guess Shadow Claw KOs. I feel like there was no reason. Nope, never mind. I mean, Guard's pretty frail. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm arguing over semantics. It doesn't really make a difference. Okay. This is game number 3. Game number 3. 1-1 right now. They've led off with Murkrow both times. The only one they have benched is Armouge, but I do think they're gonna bring it this game. I'm going to lead off with. I'm gonna lead off with Goldengo, and I'm gonna lead off with Murkrow. I could also lead off with Guard. I think that Guard has merit too. I think a Guard Goldengo actually could be pretty decent. Because I'm trying to think of how I want to go about this. I think objectively speaking, not going for Tailwind here is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna proceed to bring. I think that Goldengo is my play. Yeah, I'm gonna lead off. So I've led off with Quaquaval and Murkrow both times. I'm gonna lead off with Murkrow and But I think realistically, actually, I just bring Quaquaval again, and I scout the Goldengo this time if it leads. And then, meanwhile, I'm gonna bring Scarlet in the back for sure. I think I'm gonna bring Guard in the back. I think this is still a fine option. Because Scarlet should pressure their team significantly better than Hydreigon, I think, did, in my opinion. And it also puts a lot more pressure on Dragonite, to be fair. And potentially even causes a 50-50 if it should click E-Speed or not, which is really valuable. Because it can never win the game off of E-Speed. So if I get in a position where I could just Bitter Blade it, I might be able to actually be fine against this mon. So I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Good luck, have fun. We're going to get into game 3, though. I'm really, really hoping that they burn a spot in Armouge, because it's so bad against this particular comp. Well, then go Murkrow. Okay, this is fine. Murkrow Quaquaval here. I'm going to proceed to go for the Tailwind on Murkrow. And I'm going to proceed to go for the Detect on Quaquaval here. I'm hoping they just Thunderbolt the Murkrow this time around. Truthfully, I think that would be the best case. But I always... So if they show that they're locking into Thunderbolt this time around, I always go Hydreigon. Really, if they're locking to anything that's not a Steel move, I go Hydreigon. If they click Make It Rain, that's fine for me, because Make It Rain would mean that they're dropping a special attack 1 stage already, which is really valuable, and Quaquaval's also a resist, because they'll drop it the second they attack Murkrow, and that's really good from my end. So I think really game 3 just got hurt because I didn't scout. They're gonna lead off with Murkrow Goldengo though, and they are gonna click Quash now, finally. I'm kind of shocked they never clicked this earlier, because it's not like they needed to hide it. I have their team sheet options. Okay, so they're going to click Thunderbolt. Good to note. We're going to click the Brave Bird on Goldengo, just in case it swaps. And I'm going to go into... Oh, right, I didn't bring Hydreigon this time. Shit. I could go for Tera Ice, actually. Tera Ice Quaquaval doesn't sound too bad here. Thinking about what they have... Yeah, I'm gonna go for Tera Ice, actually. I feel like I could take a Thunderbolt. Do I want to risk that, though? No, because they're probably gonna Brave Bird. I'm actually just gonna go right into Gardevoir here. Nope, I'm gonna go into Scarlet. Scarlet would be smarter. Scarlet would definitely be smarter, I think, in my opinion. And I can go for Sneak on this later on, actually, and be fine. Their Terra Steel, though. So I'll need to keep this in mind, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. I can also actually just go for Tera Dark on Scarlet. Tera Dark is a generally really good matchup against their team, though I kind of like the idea of preserving this with purely preserving the Tera. We'll have to see. Purely just get around Quash. Though they have been clicking Quash constantly now. I'm going to proceed to click Tera Dark. I think this will win me the game. I feel confident this will win me the game, actually. Specifically because of how much they've been clicking Quash just to get around this mon. Though I will say they might just click Tailwind here because I have Sneak, but Sneak wouldn't KO them. So I don't know why they'd be afraid of Sneak. This is the thing. And even still, they would... It would reveal a lot about their set. Now I have to play around this because they would reveal that they are timid on Gholdengo, which is fine for me. I can bring in Gardevoir at that point, and Gardevoir can potentially go for just a Moonblast from that spot, and I think I'm okay. Or Gleam potentially, actually. But still should be fine. I just need to hope they click Quash this turn, or this ends up being a bad play. But I guess not bringing Hydreigon is kind of a little ridiculous. They're gonna go for Tailwind. Fuck. This is unfortunate, but I just have to hope. Oh, they got outpaced, so they're modest. That's beautiful for us. We KO the Gholdengo. Beautiful. Gholdengo is gone. It's one Mon down. And this Scarlet is now a huge threat to their team. Thankfully, the gamble worked out pretty well for us. I will say, maybe it wasn't the smartest for us to not bring Hydreigon, which guaranteed outpaced a lot of their team. But I still think the Tera Ledge, offensively speaking, is really hard for them to handle, actually. They don't have a good switch in this. And especially with the Tera Dark, their Armor even gets mauled by this, which is amazing for us because I sponge everything that wants to go for it besides the Energy Ball. So I think in hindsight, like, this Mon is an absolute offensive nightmare for them. I don't think it was a bad idea to bring it. It's just... We're going to go for a Brave Bird into the Annihilate. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for Shadow Sneak because I want to weaken the potential that this will have with Final Gambit if it clicks it. Or if it clicks a fighting move, so be it. I should be able to take it out at least in tandem with Murkrow and Tera Ledge. So I'm not too concerned. We do know it's Scarfed confirmed, so not really a lot I can do regarding stopping it from clicking Scarf fighting move. But even still, if it's clicking a Scarf fighting move, that's fine. It's going to die to Murkrow, so I'll take this. So it's going to be Gardevoir and Murkrow against two of their Mons. If it's not Dragonite, I think I'm actually fine. And even if it is Dragonite, I think I could potentially still make it work because I just need to go for potentially Brave Bird and Moonblast. I don't think I ever click Spread Move here. We're going to Brave Bird the Annihilate. I would assume this KOs. Yep, beautiful. Okay. So I just need to hope no Dragonite. If they didn't bring Dragonite, I think I win. It's going to depend on the fucking Dragonite, though. Tailwind beat it out, so be it. Oh, right, I have the Duck in the back still, actually. I forgot I switched. So I'm actually really set. I genuinely thought I was down to 2 Mons, but they're down to 2 Mons. They're gonna bring Dragonite. Okay. So I just need to hope they burn a Tera here. Okay. So even still, honestly, I can go for Moonblast here. We're gonna go for Tailwind. Tailwind is solely just to force an E-speed. Or do I even need to? I should go for Tailwind actually, solely so I can guarantee outpace Murkrow. And I'm gonna go for Moonblast because this will guarantee the KO on Murkrow here. I assume I rolled it last time when I got the high roll because the first hit didn't do enough. And I want to just essentially guarantee that I'm taking out Murkrow here. Plus, when I KO Murkrow this turn, I can just solo target Dragonite, and this will be a stronger hit anyway. And they would basically need to guarantee KO me this turn, which they can never do as far as I'm aware. Plus, if they dual E-speed into guard anyway, I still have the Duck in the back, which should be fine because they're Tera normal, which is so good for us. Especially because I know I take this hit. I know I definitively take this hit actually. And this has even been shown previously in this match. Or at the very least in one Dragonite set before, which I'm pretty sure no, this was the Dragonite set. What am I saying? The point being is I guarantee this close combat moves. Gardevoir even takes this hit, which is beautiful. We're gonna get the Tailwind up, which is perfect. And I think that again, we just KO both Mons here. We're gonna Brave Bird into the Dragonite. Then we're gonna Moonblast, because all I need to do at this point is just get damage. And I have enough Mons that can guarantee do that, so I'm not concerned. The Tailwind was purely just for that one turn, just so I didn't need to take extra damage on guard. So it doesn't really matter now. None of the Tailwind turns matter. But they should die to CC plus Moonblast. Or even if they KO guard here, CC plus Brave Bird. Because I'll get enough Brave Bird hits as well to where they should be fine. And even if they're super fucking bulky, I'm okay with this. Plus, I could potentially just go for a Protect here. Oh, actually, that does way too much damage. I'm so shocked this genuinely did good damage here. Opposing team, Tailwind, so be it. They're going to lose to the Duck. The Duck is saving my ass. We're going to be 2-1 for this set. So we'll be 1-2 for the whole tournament so far. Which should be decent. Because they can't KO the Duck. If this somehow KOs the Duck, I'd be genuinely surprised. But this should take it. The Duck is not that bulky. And Gardevoir took it. Beautiful. Okay. So this is a dead Dragonite. Amazing. We are 2-1. 2-1. GG. GG for GG for my opponent. We're currently, as I said, 1-2 for the whole tournament, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Honestly, as I said, it's really just about trying to figure out different leads against different comps. And even if they're not teams that I'm necessarily anticipating I will, like, definitively play. Like, I don't think I'll play this team to a T, for example. I think, like, even with that Scarf Ape, it'd have Rage Fist, for example. But it has general concepts of things I might play, like Bulky Dragonite, for example. Even though I don't think AV might come, it's not a bad option, actually. It's a pretty fine option, in my opinion. And it's decent. It's just a decent fat mon overall. I think I'd expect Band a little more, or, like, Weakness Policy even. But AV is definitely a fine set in that. It's something I needed to make sure. And I figured it out, even still, that most of my team does not like taking on that mon. I need specifically Quaquaval to break it. So it's good to get these sort of things. Like, even AV, even with the crit high dragon after that Tera normaled, I was doing like 20% to this thing. So it's definitely a fairly obnoxious mon for me to KO. So it's one of those things where I need to just make sure that I'm prepared for these sort of comps. So even if it's a thing that I'm, like, there's a whole I'm a little less unsure of, overall it's still good to get the information of figuring out what I do and don't beat. Also, it's, again, just good to see what other people are running. Like, we know, for example, that Goldango was modest. I didn't realize people were actually running modest Goldango, and when I made that really overly ballsy play, it paid the fuck off when it had no merit doing so. Needed water. I was getting a bit of a headache. Okay. So we're 1-2 right now. I think there are 3 more games for the night. I want to say there are 3 more games for the night. Let me double check. Mini tour schedule. 4, 5, 6. Okay. And 7. Okay. So I will say, I'm definitely not feeling that great. I hit my head pretty bad, like right here, yesterday at work. So if I get another loss though, I think I might drop just to go lay down a bit. I still feel fine right now. If it does get worse, I will just end stream immediately. But right now, I'm prefacing it though, since we have about like 5 minutes in between rounds. I might drop early, even though I said I was going to finish out the sets, and I literally just talked about finishing out the sets. It might have been a lie, because I just started getting a headache. Though I think it might have I think truthfully it was just because I haven't had enough water. Because I've been fine all day otherwise. So we'll have to see. Let's see. I'm looking through right now. Wait, this is part-time for me? Yeah, I don't make enough doing this. I'm flattered. I'm flattered that you think I do. I do not. No, I definitely don't do enough through streaming. I just enjoy it. Like, I make some money off of streaming, but it's far from enough to, like, actually make money off of. Like live off of, I should say. But yeah, no, this is basically just really my travel money. Like everything from like the ad revenue or the membership all goes towards the tournament fund. So that's really where that goes. Otherwise for stuff like sometimes I use it for like commissions and stuff. Yeah, no, as I said, if it gets worse, I'll lie down. For right now though, I feel fine enough to keep going. But even if I don't get worse, I will just end early if I get another loss, just so I don't get to that point. But if I do get to that point, I'll just end. Like, if I have to forfeit mid-match, I have to forfeit mid-match. But I should be fine. I even dimmed my lights a bit just to help a bit. But yeah, so we're 1-2 right now. We'll see where the night takes us. Worst case scenario. I mean, to be honest as well, I don't usually even stream this long. Streaming already at 2.5 hours is a lot. I typically don't go that long, and we have like another 3 hours worth of games to go. So this might just end early anyway, to be honest, but we'll see. I don't really want to drop. I would love to not drop, but if I have to, I have to. There should be about like 3.5 minutes before the next set of rounds starts. So we'll see how game 4 goes, and we'll make a decision after game 4, I think. I would love to go 5-2. If we can go 5-2 somehow, that would be amazing. Even if it ends up being not enough for brackets, I would just love to go 5-2. But I'm curious if X and 2 would be enough for bracket. I feel like it might be, but they might also just do like all the X and 1s. So we'll have to see. Any predictions for what team comp you guys think will fight next in the game number 4? I'm gonna predict we finally get a Dozokiri matchup, which I think will, truthfully, depending on the comp, Dozokiri might be the game ender for us. How many games are there? So we've done currently game 3 out of game 7 just now. That was game number 3. We lost set 1, we lost set 2, and we won set 3. Set 2 though was a bullshit loss, and I'll stand by that. Specifically on game number 3. Game 2, I choked really bad. Game 1, I won off turn 1. Game 3 though, specifically was a loss to Heatwave Mist, and I'll die on that hill. Specifically was a loss to Heatwave Mist. And I genuinely cannot fathom a way that they could have won the game otherwise, seeing that they brought Sand in the back. Hopefully not Trick Room. Depending on the Trick Room comp, honestly, that could be really terrifying for this team as well. Because I used to have Frigg on this team, and Frigg was, at least if nothing else, a decent, bulky enough option to take hits from Trick Room teams, while also dealing enough back and underpacing a lot of like mid-speed mons. And it could take advantage of teams that were running Trick Room. So it was a decent option. Though I threw on Scarf Guard because I was having a lot of issues with Dozokiri plus Ice Spam on the same team. So we'll have to see. Oh god. Just bad hiccup there. Okay. So I'm looking through this. Okay. So I actually just saw a name that I recognize a ton. Not through VGC, but just a name I recognize. I wonder if this is the same Moxie Infernape. Because there was a Moxie Infernape I used to do like draft league games way back in the day with like Gen 7. I recognize this name from. Holy shit. If that's the same person, that's kind of incredible. They're currently 2-0. Actually, it shows that they're 3-0 when I click on their thing. 2-0, 1-1, 1-1. Yeah, that's kind of insane, to be honest. But not bad, not bad. Oh, never mind, that's opponent score. Yeah, 2-0, 1-1, 1-1. Yeah, it's still really cool though. They bring Ment's Talonflame. Ooh, that's interesting. Currently, the 2-0 teams I'm looking through. So there were 48 teams that are 2-0 going to this last round. It looks like a lot of the games have finished at the very least. But I'm curious to see what their, let's see, pairings. Here we go. Let's look at the 2-0 pairings. So, the Sinbad team, their team list. This looks like it's the team at the top right now. With Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Mousehole, Masquerada, Grimmsnarl, Garchomp. This seems like it's the team at least on the highest pool number that finished. But I'm not sure if they're actually the top seed. Love to compete, but I couldn't handle losing due to 10% misses. Understandable. And also school tomorrow, also understandable, to be fair. Thankfully, my days off of work every single week are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I figured I could easily make this work. And even if I top cut and that happens, whether that's on today or it's another day, I figured either way I was fine with it. Worst case scenario, I'll just get some coffee. But yeah, in fact, depending on if I decide to continue during the intermission, I might actually make a coffee. Just to try and help a bit staying awake because I got up at like 5 in the morning today. And while I know I probably shouldn't be having caffeine at like 10 at night, I understand that. At the same time though, for the content, I know someone's gonna tell me I shouldn't do that. I know objectively, but I'm fine with doing so just because I don't go into work tomorrow. I can sleep in as late as I want to make up for it. Even if I sleep in like 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours to make up for it, I'll make up the difference. Especially when I don't even have to edit the vid for tomorrow. I literally could just let that run and upload as I'm going. Well, it's already scheduled actually, so it's literally already ready for tomorrow. So it should be good. They've officially hit the timeout point, so matchups should be coming up very shortly. They're just rolling in a couple games. Funny enough, one of the very top set of teams, Enigne, I'm not sure at all how to say that, versus Ike, ended up being a timeout. That's literally like a pool 1 thing. Let's see. There are a lot of teams though that have finished. Most games have finished. Oh shit, my opponent ended up, oh never mind. They're 0-2 after the other games. Unfortunate. The Shadow Mime, because they're in a pretty high pool. I was gonna say, like they're in pool number 30. I'm in pool like 73 as of my last game. Though we'll probably go up a little bit, or maybe it'll be at about the same, but it definitely won't be going down a ton. But definitely unfortunate though that they're 1-2 after the other couple games. The guy who beat us in the last game ended up winning his game. So a little upset that he's still winning, just because of the fact that I got hacked. So very unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Let's refresh real quick and we'll see if new pairings are up for round 4. Does not seem like they are up yet. I'm just gonna keep refreshing because they'll be up like in a minute. Let's see. First time catching an in-game Scarlet Violet tournament. Excited to see how it works. Good luck. Thank you, thank you. So currently I am playing in, it's not like an in-game tournament. Well, let me rephrase. It's not a tournament set up through like the Battle Stadium function, for example. This is just an online tournament. It's called the Limitless Tour. I know for the very first one, obviously, like there were a ton of different big VGC creators that did that. Like well, this is a tournament on the Limitless TCG site, I should say. This isn't the Limitless Showdown tournament. That next one should be in, I'm not sure when the next one will be, but it's not that same one. This is hosted by another person, the Beanie Brawl Rumble, hosted by that guy in a beanie. So basically it's like, it's meant to replicate like an in-person tournament with how they're doing it with like open team sheet, Swiss style for, yeah, I think it's not Swiss style, but it's, the schedule is basically made based on who's winning and who's losing, so it seeds up and down. So every single round we'll get a new opponent based on similar records, or at least similar enough records as possible. So it's really just like an in-person regional, for example, if you were to go to one of those, but it's online. So it's pretty fun. We're 1-2 for the night so far. I definitely, the first 2 games were a little unfortunate, but I did win my game 3. The second game especially was unfortunate because that literally only came down to hacks in the third match of the set. Game 1 I won pretty dominantly. Game 2 my opponent dominated. Game 3 I lost to Heatwave. Game number 1 I played really sloppy. Well, in match number 1 for like the best of 3 for the first team, I played really sloppy in game 2 and it screwed me over game 3 because I couldn't make a play I wanted to. So game number 3 I played pretty decent, I want to say, though a little risky. I think I kind of had to though. I'm hoping that game number 4 goes pretty well, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Curious when these next matchups should be good, but they should be good any minute now. But let's see. I'm gonna try refreshing one more time, I think, and then I'll check in the chat and see. Refresh. Okay. Schedule. Okay, so they're still, I think they're still ruling on some games. Okay, there we go. The official third game has been submitted, so they're gonna probably start seeding for the next rounds any minute. Because beforehand, at the very least, it looked like there was only 86 out of 87 matches, but now 87 have been submitted officially. So that should be decent with nothing else. Next set of rounds should be going any minute. It looks like the top cut is only top 8, by the way, so we definitely are not going to be making it. So that's not too bad, but I'm still going to try and I want to try and at least go 5-2, I think. If I lose another game, I think I'll end it just because I'm getting a bit tired. But otherwise, I'm going to try and see how it goes, I think. Let's see. Any update on pairings? Pairings, there we go. Round 4 is up. Beautiful. Let's see. So I'm fighting Zardines. Okay. So we're going to check in. They have 10 minutes. So, oh, fuck. Who called Trick Room? Who called Trick Room? Hopefully not Trick Room. Log SSB, you were the one who called it. We're fighting Oranguru, Hariyama, Hydreigon, Skeletors, Meowscarada, Sylveon. Oh, no. That is going to be so terrifying. That might actually be the end of our stream right there. Oh, thank fuck. We actually might have gotten bailed. They're not the really broken Hariyama set. They're still kind of terrifying, actually, but for a very different reason. So their Hariyama actually is Facade, Fake Out, Drain Punch, and Headlong with Tera Normal, which honestly, that's still pretty terrifying. However, the Prankster can get around that, so we have options there. Also, they don't have any other good support that this comp would have otherwise had. They're also, let's see, so they're Mental Herb Oranguru. Fuck, okay. They're not Safety Goggles. They're Safety Goggles Skeletors, though, and they're Tera Fairy with Tera Blast, Sock Off, Torch Song, Shadow Ball. Sylveon's Throat Spray with Tera Water with Tera Blast, Hyper Voice, Quick Attack, Protect. Hydra's Tera Fire AV with Snarl, Draco, Dark Pulse, Heat Wave. Fire Trick, Sucker Punch, Knock Off Trick Room's Meowscarada. They have like no protect on this team besides the Sylveon. It's the only one that has it. Oh, that's a little unfortunate, actually. I can't lie. What's the best Tera type for Paldea starters? Meowscarada, truthfully, I think benefits from not going for a Tera type in VGC at least. In singles, probably Grass or Dark. Either one is really good. For our Skeletors, I personally think it's Fairy. Grass is still a very close second, and either are very much in contention. Like if someone, those two both basically come down to team comp, in my opinion. Quaquaval, realistically, you again want to go for a non-stab on that one. I personally would say electric in singles for sure, no questions asked. And in VGC, it's ice or flying in my opinion, but water is also not bad. Oh, right, yeah. So someone actually managed to also be checking this in the chat along with me. But let me really quickly, well, one, I need to power my Joy-Con real quick. Not my Joy-Con, my controller real quick. Okay. And two, I'm gonna post the opponent's team sheet, well, the open team thing right there. So okay, 1 4 5 6 8 9 0 0. So 1 4 5 6 8 9 0 0. Let's see, and we are gonna search now. So that's the team that we're doing. I know you're not doing singles, but how unbelievable is it that, honestly, that fucking surprised me. I saw the Joey tweet where it had like those two with like Slowbro and I forget the other mon, but it quite literally is just Gen 8 OU. It's just Gen 8 OU with all the mons that got really overly nerfed. Holy shit though. Okay. So we're gonna see how this goes. As I said, next loss, and I think I'll call it. If we win this game, though, I'm going to go grab a coffee in the in-between, and I'm going to make that work. So much fighting for portability. Yeah, and also the loss of teleport is fucking huge for that. So, game 1, game 2, game 3. Okay, so I'm anticipating a... So against my particular team, I think they definitively lead off with Hariyama and Oranguru, because it gets around any sort of Murkrow shenaniganry that could play here. And otherwise, if they lead off with anything else, and it's actually specifically why I'm making this lead, because I don't think I have another play otherwise, they would lose really quickly to Hydreigon Murkrow, because Hydreigon Murkrow would massacre any other Trick Room lead with Meowscarada. So I think I'm going to lead this and just hope. I'm really just going to hope they try and bank off a Trick Room with Meow, because if they do, I think I'm set. I'm going to bring Scarlet here, because Scarlet should be decent at just being a nice offensive piece for stuff like Hariyama. Their only offensive way of hitting it is Headlong, which is pretty decent. And then finally, I'm going to bring... I think I'm going to bring Goldengo here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring Goldengo here. I think I'm going to bring Goldengo here? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm thinking they'll lead Meow, which is a shame. I want to see the bird. Honestly, I think the bird is a terrible matchup here. Specifically, it's only good if they never get Trick Room up, I think. But we'll have to see. I'm anticipating Oranguru Hariyama. I'm only leading this to bank off of a choke. Oranguru Hariyama. There we go. Yep, okay. This is exactly what I was expecting for the lead. It's way too obvious in my opinion, but I don't really have a better play here because I kind of just need to hope. I need to really hope and pray. We're gonna go for Brave Bird in the Hariyama though, and I'm gonna go for the Protect on. Actually, no. I'm gonna go for Protect. Nope, I'm gonna go for Draco. I'm just gonna hope I can hit this thing. And truthfully, pre-Guts should be fine. This should take a ton of damage from Murkrow as well, which should be decent. And thankfully, just because we're raw attacking this, we're clearing one of their best Trick Room threats, which is really huge for us. Albeit, it's not an outright KO, but it's decent enough. They're gonna get up the Trick Room here, so be it. I'm gonna protect on Hydreigon here. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go for the... Let's see. So they're probably gonna go for... I'm just gonna go for Brave Bird, in all honesty. I have no reason not to. And then I'm gonna go for Protect. And I'm gonna see what they want to go for. Are they gonna Drain Punch? I feel like they're gonna Drain Punch here. I'm almost certain they're gonna Drain Punch here. They're gonna close combat in the Murkrow. Okay. Wait, they have close combat? That's not on their team sheet. That is definitely not the right. That's definitely not the right move. They have Facade, Fake Out, Drain Punch, Headlong Rush on this. I think they get a forfeit loss for that. I'm gonna keep making moves just so I don't lose the timer, just to make sure. But they clicked close combat there out of my Murkrow. They don't have close combat. Let's see. I'm gonna request a judge. Once the opponent's deck does not match their deck list. For sake of, I am going. If someone can send a clip of that, actually, in fact, I'm gonna clip it myself because that should be fine. There we go. Okay. CC from Hariyama, and then I'm going to click. I'm just gonna click sneak and then Draco just for sake of. But I am gonna clip it just so that it's there. It exists. Thankfully, I have the stream, which is decent. They are still Tera normal, which is fine. I don't really care. There's not a ton I can do about that. But yeah, that's definitely like objectively not in their moveset. Like I don't think it makes a ton of difference, but it's more so just a matter of their team doesn't match. But yeah, like that shouldn't have been possible. That should never have been possible. Like I think they just get a forfeit for that. I can't imagine they don't get a forfeit for that. Like I'm continuing just for the sake of, but that should just be a forfeit loss there. Well, we're gonna go for Make It Rain just to finish out, and then I'm just gonna go for Protect, just so I can hopefully win later on. Well, it's just a clerical issue. I mean, their thing literally says Facade, Fake Out, Drain Punch, Headlong, and they're Tera normal. Like, I mean, they would basically either have had to ditch Facade or Drain Punch. But, yeah, I mean, that's literally not on their team sheet. We're gonna go Protect, though. As a, just in the off chance, if they claim that KO would have been fine anyway, that's why I just am requesting the judge. If they claim the KO is fine anyway, so be it. But at the very least, though, the Hariyama's gonna die to burn later on. If they want it to continue, that's fine. I don't mind it continuing. But I just wanted to get the second opinion on that. Because I don't mind either way. I mean, it's still fighting me at the end of the day versus my team. So if they request that the game continue as is, then that's fine. It's just more so a matter of principle is all, because it didn't match. Okay, so they're gonna bring in Hydreigon here. Yep, okay, that's fine. We're gonna go for Draco. I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, I'm still locked into Protect here. Okay. Would be a shame to lose the rest of the set over I'm just spreading over Truth. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want it. That's why I don't mind just like. I mean, well, okay. So I get the game for game 1, which it is what it is. I still don't know if I even win the set, in all honesty. But they are without close combat now, which is interesting. Let's see. So yeah, so they're without close combat. If I had to guess, they're without close combat. I can't imagine they would get to keep close combat here. No, I'm pretty sure Hariyama gets close combat this gen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like new to this gen specifically. Okay. I'm really glad we were streaming this because it's a very easy way to get minutes for stuff and nothing else. We'll play the game out. I don't even know if, okay, so I guess it will matter because they're AV Hydreigon and I didn't get the crit, which is expected to be fair. Scope Lens, not Scope Lens for fucking energy up. And then Oranguru should be able to just pick off, which is whatever, I don't really care. Because we already got the win. A little unfortunate to get the win like this. I don't want to get the win like this, I'll be honest. But I mean, at the same time though, I won't deny it either. Because I would have truthfully loved to have, you know, finished the game out, actually, taken my loss, and then it is what it is. But game 1 is over. On to game number 2. Okay. let's see. So on to game number 2, in terms of the match. Let's see, battle again with same rules. Okay. Yeah, no, exactly. Because it's a move that was clicked that should have never been there to begin with. So I would agree. It's basically just, it should in theory just be, you can't move again. That would be how I would assume it is. But it is what it is. Going into game 2 though, I mean that information at least is also pretty huge that they can't click their fighting move unless if they also have unless if Drain Punch was on over Facade, which in that case they have their fighting move, but they don't have their coverage option. Because this essentially means that so what would my wall be? To normal and ground. It should be Hydra. Oh no, it's Hydreigon. I'm not Terra Steel. If I was Terra Steel Hydreigon, that would be like an infinite wall of this. Okay, well. So game number 2. In game number 2, good luck and fun to my opponent at the very least. In terms of game number 2, I gotta. Okay, so yeah, they're saying if they can't get Drain Punch on it, I think that it's gonna end up just being so they're giving it. I think they're giving the player the opportunity to change it to Drain Punch real quick. If they don't have a way to do so though, then yeah, I think they're just gonna lose the move in general. Because again, that's how they registered it, and it's like round 4 of the tournament. I'm activating competitive Splatoon events and appreciate the efforts. Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely, at the very least, if nothing else, it's nice to see that it's just sticking by the blanket. This is the rule, and I will say, objectively speaking, I get that the fighting move either way did a lot of damage to my team. I won't deny that. However, it's a matter of if that was wrong, what else is wrong on the sheet? So that's specifically why I brought it up. It's just a matter of why not mention it now, and then they may as I mean they're taking the time to check if they have a way to get Drain Punch on it real quick anyway, and if they realize something else is wrong, they can just fix it before the next game, and then everything matches. And then I still get my ass kicked in games 2 and 3, because again, I think objectively I'm gonna get my ass kicked in games 2 and 3. I'm kind of shocked that I'm kind of shocked David just got a KO on that lead, because I don't really have anything for that lead comp, in all honesty. Like, I think they still are going to win this hunt anyway, even with Drain Punch. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Basically, what I'll need to do, I need to lead with like a really aggressive lead that can OHKO. I think I need to lead with Dual Ghost. With Dual Ghost, I think I can Massacre. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, no, exactly. It's specifically just a part of the process. So I do agree at least that they're sticking by it. This is what the rule set was established beforehand, and I'm just glad. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I think that okay. So they're letting him keep CC. That's fine. As I said, my lead is gonna have to be different anyway, in regards to this. Just to actually not lose to the Trick Room route. So I should be fine anyway. And I don't think that lead will end up getting by me again. I think in hindsight, I think I figured out how I'm getting around that lead. Thankfully, because they're not Tera Dark. If they were Tera Dark, I don't think I'd have an out. Well, at least not a sustainable out, I should say. But I should be fine. Do people still do VSP Wi-Fi battles? I genuinely don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna search again real quick. Yeah, okay. So at the very least, we got the game 1 win. They led off with Hariyama, Oran Guru. And then they had Hydreigon in the back. Okay. So, in terms of the lead, I'm gonna assume they're gonna probably lead off with. I think they're just gonna lead off with Hariyama or Guru again because my team doesn't have a lot for it. Even if this was Drain Punch, my team would not have a lot for it. So I think I just gotta lead off the same way. But basically, I'm just gonna lead off in a way that would actually. What's their ability? Ugh. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna lead off with Dual Ghost. I'm gonna lead off with Dual Ghost and not think about it. I'm gonna bring Hydreigon in the back. I think that I'm going to bring. They're gonna bring the Duck in the back actually. And my game plan here is going to be, I'm gonna see if there's a way that I can Oko or Nguru. Which there should be an option actually. There should be an out. This should work perfect for this. But it's going to be like absurdly fucking cheeky. We'll have to see though. And so the Oranguru is Tera Ghost. So objectively speaking, it's not a way to resist either of my mon stabs. I can't get fake outed by Hariyama, and it can only claim 1 KO here because it's Headlong Rush. So I will take that. What I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to go for the Bitter Blade here, and I'm going to go for the Steel Beam here. Actually, I feel like Make It Rain will do enough. I'm going to believe Make It Rain will do enough, at the very least. So we'll have to see. I love the Kill It Watch Out video, inspired me to make a Kill It team. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm honestly, that was probably one of my favorite teams still that I've used all gen, if I'm gonna be honest. I want to make a part 2 with the exact same team and just see how it does in Master Ball. That was such a fun team to use. I'm so glad that you enjoyed. I want to try and make a similar comp work at one of the regionals I do this year because I had so much fun with it. So Make It Rain's gonna go off. That does a lot of damage to Oranguru, but will it be enough to KO it? If I can KO Oranguru here, I'm fine with letting one of my mons go down to Hariyama. Oh my fucking god. I fucking hate it. Okay, well, unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. Okay, so I think that's game right there. I'll be honest. Solely because of the fact they got a Trick Room, I think it's objectively game right there. I don't even think I have an out to this. Because even with the single targets from Hariyama, sure, it's all single targets right now, and that's fine or whatever. But it's a matter of, I don't think I have a way to KO this. So I guess what I can do here, and this is kind of all I can bank off of. This is objectively speaking all I can bank off of. I need to hope that specifically, Terrestrial Fire here with Heat Wave, plus Make It Rain on Goldango, and I just have to hope they KO. I just need to hope that they KO. That's all I can really do here. Hariyama just goes for Headlong, and that should take out my fucking Goldango. Or if it goes for Close Combat, or Facade even, that should take out my Hydreigon. I don't really have a better out. I just need to hope that whatever I do is enough. Also, I really hate the Streamlabs is fucking up my bit rate. I need to look into this. Because my screen is glitching out like an absurd amount, and I genuinely do not know why. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna get the Tera Fire off. Okay. So it doesn't affect Goldango. Okay. Wait, did they use a normal type move into Goldengo? What? They click close combat into Goldengo. Oh, that works out so well for me. Beautiful, okay. This is fine. We KO'd both Pokemon now. Let's see. I will take that. I will definitely take that. They sure clicked close combat. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. I will definitely take that. They're gonna bring in Hydreigon here. That's fine. And they're gonna bring in Scarlet here. Okay. Mariama, lead. Hydreigon slash Scarlet back. Okay. So as far as this goes, I'm gonna proceed to go for TC still. Yeah, so they were told they were allowed TC. They have to change it after this round. I said it was fine because it doesn't really change a lot. Strictly because of the fact of how much I lost to the moves anyway from fighting types. We're actually gonna sack the duck. It's very unfortunate because I need to reset my lock. Basically, I need to be changed to. Fuck, I forget what it was. Oh well, it's not really a huge deal because truthfully, I mean, it was better off for me anyway. In all honesty, they for some reason thought to click Drain Punch, and it didn't really make a difference here. Yeah, I need the special attack on Goldengo because Goldengo needs to be able to break the Skeledirge. Draco Meteor is gonna go off into Hydreigon here. This should KO. Not KO. Unfortunate. But you know what? We might KO. We're gonna go for another Draco here because we're Scope Blend, so we might just get the crit. Actually, what's the Trick Room situation looking like? 2 turns of Trick Room. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go for Draco here. And then I'm gonna go for the Aqua Step here into the Skeledirge. And then I'm gonna proceed to go for a Detect and Protect. I'm gonna dual Protect, and then I should be able to win the game. I don't think that both mons will die, however, I think that there's a good chance that one, if not one of them dies. The one is probably Quaquaval, but we'll have to see. If we can at least get a hit off on Skeledirge though, I'm pretty okay. Because I do think that if nothing else, Goldengo can maybe clean it up in the back with Specs Mega Rain. But it's gonna kind of depend. We're gonna have to see. So Quaquaval is gonna definitely die to this. Yeah, no question about that. Okay. So I guess the next question is, can we Hydreigon? We cannot. Unfortunate. But it is -2 now. So that's good for us, if nothing else. They're Tera Fire as well, which should be fine. So with -2, I guess the question is, can we take this? So I think objectively speaking, I need to just go for the. Oh, you know what? Right, because Trick Room ended. So I actually guarantee lose because I just died to Torch Song or Shadow Ball. Objectively, I just died to Torch Song or Shadow Ball. So we'll have to see. GG. We'll have to go into game 3 though. Skeledirge need to go down. Yeah. No, this is definitely unfortunate. But going into game 3, okay, so I need a lead that can actually break Hariyama or Oranguru because objectively speaking, I can't beat that. Like I don't know how I actually beat that, objectively speaking. But we'll have to see. Okay, this battle with same rules. Trick Room stuff tough. It's honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's specifically Oranguru or Mental Herb that's the only issue here. Or Terra Dark. Those are the only 2 issues. Though I will say it's pretty much just standard Oranguru. Almost every Oranguru will have one of the 2. So, but it's really just Oranguru Trick Room specifically is the only thing that's really giving me like a huge issue here. We're gonna go with this team. Yep, and then okay, it's a new game plan here. I'm gonna lead off with the dual Ghosts again. We need the win here. If we win the game here, then we're set. We're gonna lead off with Ghost again, and I'm gonna nuke Goldengo. I'm letting Goldengo go down completely. We're gonna bring. Let's see. I'm gonna bring the Duck. I feel confident in the Duck. And then I think the last one will just be Hydreigon. Yeah. Because I think this has to be my comp. I don't really think I have another option, actually. But I just need to KO the fucking Oranguru. And I think if I go for Bitter Blade plus Steel Beam this time, that should work. Hopefully. I'm not even going to gamble, though, with the fact that I might get some spread off. Truthfully, I'm not concerned. Because worst case scenario, I can just Steel Beam Hydreigon again on the following turn, if that's what it takes. Plus, Tera Hydreigon seems to be fairly slow, so I'll take that. Because it was going for attacks before mine was. Which I'm pretty sure means that my Goldango will likely outpace it. It's probably like a fat Hydreigon. Masquerada or Grew. Okay, this is also fine, actually. Because what I can actually proceed to do here, I can go for the Tera Dark on my Ceruledge. And I can switch out my... How do I want to go about this, actually? So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to proceed to go for... So this Goldango... this Masquerada can only attack one of us. So they're going to guarantee get something up. That's fine. Only let that off with like Hydreigon. I think Hydreigon could be decent here because I could have actually went for a strong Tera route here. Not a huge concern. Not a huge concern. Okay, I'm gonna proceed to go for the Tera Blast, and I'm gonna go for Bitter Blade, and I'm gonna go for Make It Rain, and I think that's my play. I'm hoping this went through. It did seem to go through. Thank God, because I genuinely wasn't sure if I got that in on time. But if I get the Bitter Blade off into the Oranguru, I think I should be fine. This is specifically, by the way, the Sucker Punch here. I didn't get to explain it, but this is to avoid taking as much from Sucker Punch. Well, I guess I did explain it there, but still. It's to avoid taking as much from Sucker Punch. They're going to knock off into Goldango. That's just going to KO outright. That's still fine. We'll get some good damage off an Oranguru, albeit it's not going to be a ton, but it should be some decent damage if nothing else. This means I didn't bring one of the mons from last game, which I'll take that. Especially if it's like the Skeletors or something, but I think it's likely Hydreigon, truthfully. Okay. So, this is fine. What I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to go into Hydreigon here, and then I'm going to go for the Heat Wave plus the Bitter Blade. That should be a strong... Actually, no, I'm going to go for Bitter Blade into Oranguru, and I'm going to click Heat Wave. I'm not going to worry about attacking into the Masquerada slot. It's a little bit threatening, but it's really just dual stabs, so I'm not as concerned about it. It's a Focus Sash set with Flower Trick, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Trick Room, so I'm not too concerned with this. I really just need to take out Oranguru because it's a good Instruct Pokemon. It's going to go for Instruct on Masquerada again, that's fine. The Knockoff isn't a huge concern for me, actually. It knocks off, I guess, my Scope Lens, which, so be it. I'm going to crit a little bit less. I don't really see Hydreigon as a win con option this game. Truthfully, if they benched Hariyama, my win con's Ceruledge, actually. Assuming that they benched Hariyama. We'll have to see. So, Masquerada should at least be underpaced by both my other mons, if nothing else, so I will take that. They're going to go for Flower Trick here, which is fine. I don't think it KOs. It does KO. Unfortunate. Okay. We're going to bring in the Duck. I will say I think we're pretty screwed. Especially if they brought Sylveon. I think I objectively just lose the game. But it is what it is. This matchup I think was just too annoying. But maybe they didn't bring Skeletors and Sylveon for some reason. Actually, I think I'd need to bank on them basically not bringing Sylveon and Hariyama. Which even still, they have Tera on Skeletors or Tera Fairy, and that's still really terrifying. Okay. So we're gonna proceed to go for the Aqua Step here. And I'm gonna go for a Heat Wave. Not because I think that, well, it's specifically because I think that Skeletors is gonna go for Tera Fairy right now. And I think it's just gonna KO my Hydreigon here. And then Masquerada will just pick off Quaquaval, assuming that, you know, I don't know, it's just really annoying team comp. The Skeletors beats this team so fucking easily, holy shit. Specifically Skeletors on this matchup. This was a really rough one though. This was definitely something I need to improve the team for again. Because I think at a certain point, I focused so much on Dondozo, Tatsugiri, that this team gets railed by Oranguru Trigger. Like a genuinely, an uphill battle is an understatement to say the least. I think I need to ditch something on here for that. Because I can't beat Oranguru Trigger, and I have no response for it. And it enables shit like this to just run wild. No, I'm 1-3. They're 2 and 2 though. They're 2 and 2. Sucker Punch goes off. That doesn't really actually matter at all, in all honesty. They're gonna Tera Blast. No matter what mon they target, truthfully, this is not good. This is gonna KO both, I think. Alright, High Dragon's gone. That's fine. Aqua Step's gonna go off on the Quaquaval here. And it doesn't really matter. I could have truthfully attacked him there. No. I'm 1-1 for the set. I've won 5 games tonight, but I've only won 1 of my sets. I was 1 and 2 total. I'm not even gonna bother protecting, solely for the fact that I can't take a hit from release Pokemon and I have no way to KO with it once. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to stall this out. I'm just gonna let it because I need to definitely hit the drawing board as far as stripping teams go. Because again, I'd rather response anymore. I think ditching Ferriga was the wrong play. I think Ferriga was truthfully a huge saver on this team, and I need to find another way around Dondozo for a Quaquaval. Okay. Well, I think it's where I'm going to end off for tonight. Mostly just so I can go lie down a bit. But GG's to my opponent. Was definitely some fun sets. It's good. Best. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm definitely gonna end off here though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe for more. We're gonna have some more Battle Stadium up tomorrow. We're gonna be doing Baxcalibur team, so that should be fun. Then I have a fun team planned for Wednesday, which should be a bit of a surprise, but we'll see it then. As far as damn, it's unfortunate because I was gonna send everyone over to Q, but Q's not streaming. Unfortunate. I'm gonna try and stream tomorrow as well, but it's probably gonna be, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. We'll have to see. I might just take tomorrow night off. But regardless, though, I'll see you guys